Hey guys, before this episode starts, I just want to let you know that this is a Gamecast episode about Kingdom Hearts, and I have the music of Kingdom Hearts playing throughout the podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, it could have got copyrighted, so if that's the case, I have copyright-free music playing in the background just in case I made that copy just for YouTube. If that does happen, you can still listen to the Kingdom Hearts music on the podcast at Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, whatever your platform of choice is, because they're more lenient about the whole thing. My guest I had here, his name is Nicholas, and he actually just started his own podcast, and I want to go ahead and give him a shout-out. It is called Listen or Play on Spotify. And one more thing, I lost some footage, most importantly at the very end, right before we say our goodbyes. But besides that, this episode is amazing. I loved it. I had fun the whole time, and I hope you guys love it as much as I did. And I'll let you get back to it. Bye! Welcome to the Famous for Nothing podcast. We are episode whatever. It doesn't matter because this is a Gamecast episode, and I know it's Gamecast Part 4 of the Kingdom Hearts series. Whoop, whoop. I'm here with Nicholas, my cousin again. This is the first time you get on camera. We've been doing this Gamecast episode, 3 episodes now. And if you don't know what this is Gamecast. We're going through the stories of video games. And this one is Kingdom Hearts. We've done 3 of them so far. And just a quick little recap. Wait, what do you remember last of what happened?
Halloween Town, I believe.
Okay. Yes, quick little recap. There was these characters named Sora, Riku, and we got Kairi over there. These will most definitely fall at some point, and that's going to be okay. But Sora is the main character, and Riku is his best friend, and Kairi is his loved one, kind of.
Question mark?
Yeah, I don't know if you can even call them loved ones. They're like soulmates, I guess you could say. And same thing for Riku. They feel like they're soulmates too.
Destined to be.
Yes. But they get separated, and Sora has to go find his friends. And in order to do that, they go through Disney World. Sora goes through different Disney Worlds, talking different Disney characters. We've been to Aladdin. Mm-hmm. We've been to Tarzan, Alice in Wonderland, Halloween Town.
Greece. Basically.
Yeah, basically Greece. Hercules. And we went underwater. We was like a fish man.
Yeah.
And so Sora is with Donald and Goofy while they're going through all these places, and Riku is kind of on his own. He is doing whatever he can do in order to get Kairi back, which is the lady in the group of the 3 friends. He kind of goes down a different road, just doing whatever he thinks is best to get her. And Sora's doing kind of his own thing while he's still looking for Kairi. And he's also has to lock these keyholes in different worlds with his Keyblade, because he has been chosen by the Keyblade, and he's been going through different worlds. And each world he goes to, Disney World, you lock the keyhole to stop the darkness coming through, because there's things called the Heartless and other things come in and they attack. But I'm going to quit talking about all that because we have 3 other episodes explaining it. So
it's just a recap. It's fine.
Yes, a quick recap. But so what is actually the last thing you remember besides Halloween Town?
I remember, was it Maleficent talking to Riku? Basically betraying him, I think.
Yes. Before Halloween Town, we went to Monstro, and Monstro as in the Pinocchio world. And when we saw Riku there, it was actually the real Riku, and he was trying to kidnap Pinocchio and take his heart, and take his heart and give it to Kairi, because he said that Kairi lost her heart. Mm-hmm. And so he was going to pretty much just sacrifice Pinocchio. And also, the way I've been doing it, that first episode I did with you on the Gamecast episode, I did no screenshots, no nothing, no reading.
Pure memory.
Pure memory, because I know Kingdom Hearts like the back of my fucking hand, and I still stand by that, but I did leave out a few important things. So, since then, I've been doing word by word, and I feel like going back on it, I don't really like listening to word by word, and plus I mess up a lot.
Yeah.
So, I am going to just kind of play in the middle. So I might do word by word, I might not, who knows.
It's hard to get all the details together.
Yeah. But we did awkward fucking place, Atlantica.
Yeah.
We did Atlantica, and then we did Halloween Town, and after that, we go to a new world, and this is actually going to be the last Disney World. So, yeah. After this Disney World, we get straight into what we call the Kingdom Hearts bullshit, and which is what.
I remember this.
Yes,
yeah.
Which is why we love Kingdom Hearts. Why the fandom of Kingdom Hearts loves it so much is for the Kingdom Hearts bullshit.
Really?
It's so good.
Then why is it called Kingdom Hearts bullshit?
You understand, dude. Because it's just like bullshit, but you love it. But not bad bullshit. It's like, I don't know. It's just
okay.
Anyway, you won't really catch the Kingdom Hearts bullshit in this game. It gets more of like, it catches more on in 2, I would say, and then it just goes whoa from there. But yeah, so starting from where we left off, you go to the last Disney World, and that last Disney World happens to be, well, first before I say what it is, it's a ship in the ocean, and it has a pirate who is afraid of an alligator, and I don't know.
It's Peter Pan.
Yes, sir. We were in Neverland because the first thing you show up is Neverland. And when he Sora's on the front deck of the ship, and he hears a voice saying, "I didn't think you would come, Sora," and it's Riku. It's actually like the real Riku, and he says, "Good to see you again." And he's asking where Donald and Goofy is, and Sora asks where Donald and Goofy is, and Riku's asking, are they that important to you? Because that's all, like every time he sees Riku recently, that's all his, Donald Goofy, that's what Riku thinks. And he's like, you're pretty much replacing us at this point. And Riku's saying, are they more important than your old friends? And he said, instead of worrying about them, you should be asking about her. And he moves out of the way, and it's Kairi. The first time you see Kairi ever since the island split up. Ooh. This whole time you've been you've seen like holograms of her, right? Yeah. Well, Riku saw a hologram of her, but
Sora never did.
Yeah, Sora has not heard anything of her. This is the first time you got to see her. You see her, and her legs are kind of like sideways, like she's laid down, and her arms are on her knees, and her eyes are open, but they're down, and it looks like she's not even there. Like, she kind of looks like just like a zombie, basically.
Like dead almost?
Yeah. And he said, while you've been goofing around, I'm the one that went to go find her. And she's there, but she's not there, if that makes sense. And as they're talking, Hook. What's his name? Captain Hook?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. Remember that was the name.
It's Captain Hook.
Yeah, Captain Hook. I should know this. But Captain Hook comes out and he's like, not so fast. No shenanigans on my vessel. And Sora's asking Riku, why are you switching sides with the Heartless? And Riku tells him that the Heartless obey me now. And pretty much he has nothing to fear. So that's his response. He tells Sora that, they obey me. And Sora just straight up tells him, he says, you're stupid. He goes, sooner or later, they'll swallow your heart. And Riku says, not a chance, my heart is too strong. And he says, I've also picked up a few tricks as well. Like this, for instance. And Riku makes a shadow version of Sora come from the ground, like Sora's shadow comes out of the ground, and it's like Sora, but a shadow version. I don't know if you ever played like Zelda, when you see Link and Dark Link, how his shadow comes out. Same kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Sora, and there's a Dark Sora, and he's sitting there. The Dark Sora is just floating around, and he's surrounded by different Heartless, by Riku, Captain Hook, and Riku tells him, you can go see your friends now, and turns his back to him. And that's whenever he falls into like a trapdoor.
Ooh.
Because he's on the captain ship, exactly where they want him. And he goes, let's get underway. And Riku says, let's keep Sora away from Kairi until we're ready from land. And Captain Hook gets pissed off. He's like, that scurvy brat thinks he can order me around because it's his ship, but Riku's taking the orders, so he's not taking it so well. And then I can't remember his name. The guy with the red hood and glasses, and he talks like this, and he's always with Captain Hook.
I know you're talking about. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
After I hear this, I'm going to kick myself.
Yeah. That guy. I think it starts with a S. I don't know. But he's asking Captain Hook, like, what should we do? And Captain Hook says nothing. He says, the hold is crawling with the Heartless. Let them keep an eye on the brats. So instead of listening to Riku's orders and watching them, Captain Hook said, I don't like him, taking orders. I'm not going to do what he said. And so I'll let the Heartless do it. But he's like, Captain, you know who is also down there? That fucking, the big nose guy. I can't remember his name. Yeah. Anyway, he says, you know who is down there? And then as they say that, Captain Hook says, shh, do you hear that's me? That dreadful smell. And you hear that sound from the alligator that he's scared of. Yeah, that little ticking noise. And then it's me. I think that's what it is. It didn't even show up yet, but I think I just remember it. But he goes, he's like, I don't hear nothing. And Captain Hook's like, are you sure? Did I just imagine it? And he's like, oh, my poor nerves. And he's like losing it. And then you see like very close up face of Donald, Goofy, and Sora, and he's telling Goofy, or Sora's telling Goofy and Donald that he saw Kairi, and Goofy's like, you don't say. He goes, yeah, it was definitely Kairi, and he's just like kind of looking up, and Goofy's also looking up, and Sora's just like daydreaming because he's like, I found her. He's like, I finally found her, and Goofy's just smiling and being happy, and then he goes, Goofy goes, all right, well, let's go up there and talk to her. And Donald goes, well, that sounds great and all, but first, how about you get off? Because as they're all daydreaming, looking up, it's like Sora fell on top of both of them.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're all like looking up, because they're like kind of looking at Sora like, hey, get off of here. So it zooms out and shows.
Off me.
Yeah. So yeah, he fell on them and he just didn't care. He was just daydreaming. And then he says, someone says, how you doing there? Looking for a way out? And then pops out little Peter Pan. So in the little holding cell, Peter Pan's in there too. And they ask who he is, and they go, who are you? And Peter Pan says, I'm the answer to your prayers. And before I even get any farther in this, let me just make this clear. Peter Pan is a fucking asshole.
Is he?
In this game, at least, yes. Like I don't remember the actual Disney cartoon, but yeah, he's kind of a dick. But
in the game, he is.
Yeah, I don't really like him.
Because in the movie, I don't remember him being a dick. I just remember him being kind of selfish.
Yeah, I get the whole he's a kid and he's always a kid.
He's 16 forever. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a dick. But let's see, where was he at? He's like, I'm the answer to your prayers, and he says he can get him out, but Sora's like, but you're stuck in here too, aren't you? He goes, no, I'm just waiting for someone, and then Tinkerbell like comes in. And Peter Pan says, Tinkerbell, what took you so long? And apparently she says something, but you can't ever hear Tinkerbell. You just hear the
tinking in the jar.
Yeah. So Peter Pan goes, great job, you found Wendy? And he's like, hold on, there's another girl there too. And he said that as a question, actually. Peter Pan, he's like, there's another girl there too, which is obviously Kairi.
Yeah.
And he says, are you crazy? There's no way I'm going to leave Wendy there. And Donna goes, oh, she must be pretty jealous, implying that Tinkerbell was saying, hey, just leave Wendy. Yeah. And then Tinkerbell does like a little mad, like...
Tinkerbell can't live without attention.
Yeah. She gets obviously very mad at that comment that Donald makes. And she goes over there and straight up just kicks Donald in the face. And he, like, pretty hard, too. It whiplashes him just a little bit.
Shit.
So,
how strong is Tinkerbell?
That's a good question. How strong is Tinkerbell?
There should be a scale somewhere. Oh, that's going to sound great.
Yeah, it's going to sound good.
Wait.
Hold on. Wait, you going to put the headphones on?
Yeah. Oh.
So we got these headphones and things sound really cool with them on. But Peter Pan says, come on, Tink, open this door up. And they're waiting, and then, because they're in the holding cell. Mm-hmm. And then Oh wait, I think that this moment, Sora puts out his hand, I think, and he tells him that he's Sora, and Peter Pan goes to act like he's gonna grab it. Wait, no, Peter Pan says he's Peter Pan, and then Sora says, "Hey, I'm Sora," but when Sora goes to grab it, he just moves his hand real quick. He goes, "I'm Peter Pan."
Oh,
and, like a dick
what a
move.
dick.
Yeah. And they said they're gonna work together, but Peter Pan says, "We're gonna do this together until I find Wendy, and then after that, you're on your own." And at this point, you're going through the decks of the ship, like different parts of the ship. You're trying to find your way out, and you're fighting Heartless. And on these Heartless, I did start explaining on the last episode how Heartless kind of fit in the world. But I remember at the beginning I didn't explain it too well. But on this one, you're pretty much fighting like pirate Heartless. So
does Captain Hook control the Heartless at this point?
I don't think so.
Or are they just kind of a manifestation from Maleficent?
I think he does control them just a little bit. I think everybody in that room had control of the Heartless just a little bit. I remember like
I think I asked you this in the last episode.
Yeah, like Ursula, like I know she can control Heartless and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
But Oogie Boogie, for example, he tried to summon Heartless, and he can only get 2 of them.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's right.
They all kind of have their own little thing. But yeah, these Heartless on this world are kind of like just like the little pirates, basically, but as if they were like Heartless. So he finally asked Peter Pan, or Goofy finally asked Peter Pan. He goes, "So how come you can fly?" And he goes, "Anyone can fly. You want to try?" And he's like, "Oh," and Tinkerbell gets all pissed off. And he's like, "Oh, you haven't cooled off yet, Tink." And he gets Tinkerbell to get you some pixie dust on all 3 of you. And he goes, "There, now you can fly." And
oh yeah, that's all he needs is the pixie dust.
And so Donald goes up in the air, and then he drops right down on his face. And then Tinkerbell gets in his face while he's on the ground and laughs at him. And
they're all just such assholes,
right? So Captain Hook, remember the 7 Princes of Heart they've been trying to collect for Kingdom Hearts, and I can't remember if Captain Hook or if Riku says this, but one of them says that Wendy's not one of the chosen ones, so she's not like one of the Princes of Heart. And I guess they thought that there was, because they say there's 7 supposedly, and Maleficent says that she's not one of them. So yeah, so Riku said that. Riku said that Wendy's not one of them. So
who are they missing so far? There's Ariel. There wasn't one in Hercules, was there? There wasn't one in Halloween Town.
I will say this: I don't know. I'm trying to say without spoiling. They already have Princesses of Heart, and
so they're getting the remainder of what they already have so far. Okay.
Yeah. I'll
leave it at that.
Yeah. Because it gets a bit more deeper in that, but not in this game.
In the Kingdom Hearts bullshit.
Yeah, in the Kingdom Hearts bullshit, yes. But Riku says, since Wendy's not one of them, he says, host an anchor as soon as possible. Because he's about to just fucking drop her and leave. And he says, leave all the dead weight. Yeah, literally, he says, leave all the dead weight behind, including her.
Shit.
So,
she's just dead weight.
Yeah. So that's exactly what Riku says. And Captain Hook gets pissed off because he's like, after all the trouble I did of capturing her, and you're going to tell me
Wait, Riku told to leave out Wendy, or?
Yeah, leave Wendy.
And for a minute I was like, wait, Kyrie? That don't make no sense.
Yeah, no, yeah, Captain Hook's like, I went through so much trouble capturing her, and now you're going to tell me to drop her off. And then Captain Hook says, what is Maleficent planning anyway? And Riku says, as long as it means getting... I don't remember what they said, actually. He was asking what she was planning, and Riku at some point says, as long as it means gets Kyrie's heart, I could care less. No, never mind. That goes together. See, this is why I can't do word from word.
It's fine. It's fine.
This is why I can't do word from word.
You're doing great.
No, not really. But it's okay. But yeah, he's asking what's Maleficent's plan, and he goes, pretty much says, as long as he gets Kyrie's heart back, he doesn't care. And Captain Hook says the Heartless have devoured that girl's heart, talking about Kyrie. And he's like, I stake my other hand that it's forever. And Riku says that he'll find out no matter what. And then Smee goes, Captain, the prisoners have escaped. And what's more, Peter Pan is with them. And Captain Hook's like, blast that Peter Pan. All right, bring the hostage to my cabin. Smee, hop onto it. And then you're back with Peter Pan and, Sora and whatnot.
Yeah.
And Peter Pan is actually flying up into the little cage cell because you're on the bottom, but where the two girls are captured at are on top. And there's like a little cage where you can kind of see them a little bit. And Peter Pan is flying up there and he can see them. And he's like, Wendy? And Wendy starts being like, Peter Pan, and she starts walking over there and she can see him. And they're talking to each other. And she's asking him, like, please hurry, the pirates are coming. Like, she's scared. And he's like, what? I'll be right there. And Sora says, Wendy? And she goes, is there another girl up there with you? And she looks up, and she looks at Kairi. And she goes, oh, why, yes. And Kairi's just sitting there, like her head down, her eyes completely open, but she's just not there.
Like the Ring kind of shit? Or
Huh?
Does she look like the Ring?
Oh, not the Ring. She just looks like, her explanation is, yeah, she's here, but she seems to be asleep, but her eyes are wide open.
Ugh. Oh. Yeah. Ooh, that's weird.
So, yeah. She's like, she's gone. It's just like, it's like her body's just there, and that's it.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah. And Wendy says that she hasn't moved an inch. So.
Ooh.
And Sora is like obviously upset, and he goes, Kairi. And nothing happens, but she like, her hands have been on her knees the whole time, and she barely can like move her hand, and she just like flops it to the other side. And that's it. But when Sora saw that, he got a smile on his face because it was some kind of reaction.
It's something. Yeah.
So, Peter Pan said that he's about to go up there. And so at this point, you have to find a way to get up there. And the way you do is use a Trinity mark. And then it's one of those Trinity marks I was talking about beforehand because different colors do different things. You get a green Trinity mark at this point, and you can drop on each other's back, like Goofy's first, and then it's Sora, and then it's Donald, and you can grab something high.
Oh, okay.
For this case, you can grab a ladder, and the ladder comes down, and then you can climb up. And then you see, when you finally get up there, you see Riku, Sora sees Riku holding Kairi, and like in both of his hands. And as soon as he sees that dark version of Sora comes out of the ground with yellow eyes. It's just you, but with yellow eyes.
So is it a heartless Sora, yes, or is it a shadow Sora?
Oh God, that's a good question. That is a very good question. I would say it's a heartless Sora, but
like a manifestation of him, kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Damn, that's a good question.
I was wondering, is that going to be for later? Or?
I have the guide for Kingdom Hearts 1, and probably talks about them. But yeah, that's a good question. I want to know about that now.
I doubt it's heartless because it's not him.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's true because it's not made from a heart either. Man.
Either way,
it could be. I don't know. Anyway, you end up finding him, like the Shadow Sora.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Does he use the same moves as Sora?
Yeah, everything Sora does, he does.
Cool.
But I mean, you also have Donald and Goofy, so,
okay.
It's a little unfair, but, whatever. 3 versus 1.
I think it'd be cool if, like, it was the exact team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, depending on who you brought would change.
That would be cool. But as of right now, and, like, I think he was maybe able, spoiler alert, you get to play with Peter Pan on your team at some point.
I figured that,
either that happened already, or I'm not sure, but, yeah. Yeah, I just figured I should bring that up.
Is he good, or is he like...
Yeah, he's good. I actually like him.
Okay. He's just not a good person.
Yeah, he's just a shitty person. But yeah, once you beat him, he just kind of like dissolves into the ground, I think. I don't remember. But Peter Pan has Wendy, and he's like, Wendy, and she's like kind of passed out. And he tells Tink, like, not now, come on, get over here. And... he's like, and Peter Pan tells you, he's like, well, this is as far as I gotta go. Well, this is as far as I'm going. I gotta help Wendy because she's passed out. Mm-hmm. And he grabs her and he flies away. So that's it.
What a dick! Leave me on the dust, man.
Yeah, leave you on the ship.
Right.
And then Captain Hook is talking about him running off with a girl without even saying goodbye, and he sees Sora there, and he goes, "Run off where do you run off to?" Hold on, that probably sounded so gross in the mic. I'm sorry, nice. But Captain Hook is asking where he went off to, and Sora is not telling him, and no, I'm sorry. Sora is asking Riku where you went off to, and this is important. This is the first time you hear this. Captain Hook says, to the ruins of Hallow Bastian, where Maleficent resides. Which is very important. Hallow Bastion's the first time you hear that. Very important place.
So, Maleficent is in Hallow Bastion?
Yes.
That sounds very familiar, but I don't know. Am I supposed to know, or is it like
no.
Okay.
You're not supposed to know yet, but this is the first time I think is actually mentioned in the story.
Is it a made-up place, or is it a place part of Disney?
It's a Kingdom Hearts place. Kingdom Hearts
cool.
original
Cool.
place.
It's like, oh god, I don't know it. Give me clues.
No. But Captain Hook tells you won't be going there. And he holds up Tinkerbell. And she's in a cage.
Of course. And
Sora's like, oh no. You know.
Shit.
And he's like, unless you intend to leave this little pixie of your friend behind, he's pretty much telling him to walk the plank.
I'm gonna leave her.
Yeah,
what's she gonna do?
Yeah, fuck her.
Really? I gotta give her attention? God, fuck that.
Yeah, Captain Hook says, hand over your Keyblade and I'll spare your lives. And so he makes his Keyblade disappear.
Like Riku can?
Huh?
Can't Riku make his Keyblade disappear?
If you have a Keyblade, you can make it disappear and appear anytime.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's what happens if someone tries to grab the Keyblade, it would disappear out of their hands and reappear in your hand. And Captain Hook says, be glad I'm merciful, unlike the Heartless. And then he sees a crocodile and he's like, that's the one that took my hand. He starts freaking out. He's like, I can't stay here. And so he leaves and goes inside the ship, because this is all happening outside the ship on the deck. And he's like, go away, I can't stand the sight of them. And then he's telling Smeedy, he's like, you take care of them. And then they force Sora to walk the plank. So he walks the plank, and the alligator's waiting for Sora at the very bottom, waiting for him to jump so he can obviously devour him, very brutally and gruesome.
Grotesquely. This is where the game gets an M rating.
And so Sora gets up the plank at the very end of it, and he jumps, and he hears Peter Pan's voice. He says, fly, Sora, just believe, I know you can do it. And Sora closes his eyes, and he drops, and the alligator opens his mouth, and then he shuts it right on Sora, and his head gets
decapitated. Everything's done.
The water is full of blood. Yeah. It's horrible. And that's the end of Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
No,
that's why they call it bullshit.
Actually, Sora did believe, and he flied. And now you can actually fly in the game now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I thought this was so cool as a kid when I first
It sounds cool. When did this game come out?
2002.
Oh.
Yes. God, don't hate me. 2002 or 2004. I'm pretty sure it's 2002. I'm going to say 2002. But anyway, everyone's shocked, oh my God, he's flying. And then Peter Pan, he's back now too, and he got Tinkerbell. And he's like, hey, don't mention it. You didn't think I'll leave you and Tink behind, did you? He's actually telling Sora that, because he's saying thanks for coming back. And at this point, your cure has been turned to Cura, so you can actually heal more of that.
Oh, cool.
So, and at this point, you're just you're fighting a bunch of Heartless, and after you beat all the Heartless on the ship.
Can any Heartless fly?
Yeah. You actually, at this point, you have one Heartless that controls another ship, a mini ship, and it's flying in the air too.
Cool.
And it's so cool because you know how there's the flags, there's smaller flags on both sides. Well, you can fly past the big one in the middle, and you can fly all the way around the ship. It's super cool.
Cool,
dude. I love flying, and
Is that your favorite area? Or have we not gotten to it yet?
You're talking about of the series or of this game?
Of this one.
Of this game, I think my favorite area was probably Tarzan. And I know people are going to hate me for that, because a lot of people don't like Tarzan. But man, when you're sliding down those trees for the first time as a kid, that shit was so cool.
I still got to watch some of it. I'm still on Grease in YouTube right now.
On what?
I'm on Hercules.
Hercules. Gotcha. Yeah. If it's not Tarzan, it would probably be the world that's coming up next.
Okay.
So, yeah. But after all that was over, Peter Pan holds his nose and he smells like the Smee guy. You know, the one that talks like this.
Yeah.
And he's like, knocks on the door. He's like, hey, we finished him off. And the captain goes, is that you, Smee? And he goes, yeah, they all walked the plank. He's like, every last one of them. And then Captain Hook runs out, and Peter Pan's like behind him, like with a little tiny knife that he has.
Dagger, yeah.
Yeah, and he like pokes him in the ass, and he jumps up in the air. And he's like, oh no, he's like, Peter Pan, blast you. And he's like, ready to make a splash, you codfish? Now it's your turn to walk the plank. And now you fight Captain Hook.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
So I can take it on and off.
Oh, you're fine.
It's disorienting to me.
Oh, no, right. That's why I keep one on and one off.
I'm not used to it, but give me some time. I'll get used to it.
But like, yeah, I actually like the fight with Captain Hook. This is the boss battle of this world, and
so Shadow Sora was kind of like the mini boss.
Yeah, he was like a little mini boss.
And then Captain Hook's the big one.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he hard, or is he kind of like mediocre?
No, but I really like fighting him because he can fly. I just thought it was so cool when he first could fly in this world.
So he can fly as well?
No, he can't fly, but he can jump really high, and he gets like really scared, and he's like, ah, and he jumps super high. But he can catch him in the air too. It's pretty
cool.
So, let's see. Yeah, I just took a bunch of pictures of fighting, but once you beat him, the way you beat him, like, I guess canon, is that he falls into the water, and the alligator's there with him, and he gets scared of the alligator, and then he starts like running on top of water trying to get away from the alligator.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And at this point, you learn a skill card called Ars Arkham, which is like a it's just one of the skills that you learn, and if you use magic points to do like a really cool badass combo.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Does magic regenerate naturally?
Yeah. No. Whenever you can either get magic, like when you defeat enemies, they can drop money, health, or like little magic orbs.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And also, just by getting hits on somebody, will also get that magic up a little bit more.
Okay.
And Kingdom Hearts 1 is the only one that does it that way. It changes throughout the games, but yeah. And you also get Ansem Report 9 because we've been collecting these Ansem reports throughout the game, and so you get number 9. There's a bunch of them. So
what is the collectible in the ship level? Like what can you collect around the ship?
Okay, so in each world, it's kind of all the same stuff. You're either collecting Dalmatians because it's 100.
That's right.
Yeah, the 101 Dalmatians. You're collecting. Oh shit. I'm going blank now. I know the Ansem reports for sure.
I asked you this before, and it's in one of the previous episodes. So.
But I do end up getting to all the bonus stuff too. So before I get to the end game, I will do all the bonus stuff and just a refresher. I put it in there just so I won't forget.
Cool.
But yeah, you get an Ansem report out of that, and again, the Ansem reports is for you to kind of read like what happened to cause all this happen now, and who this Ansem guy is that you keep hearing about over and over and over, you know. And Goofy says, Kaori couldn't wake up, so maybe she really has lost her. And then he doesn't say anything, and Donald's like, shh. Well, he doesn't say anything. Donald kind of cuts him off. He's like, shh. You know,
shut up.
Yeah, it's like, hey, obviously she has lost her heart, and she can't.
Shut up.
She's pretty much dead. You don't have to say it out loud, you know.
Stupid ass.
Yeah, and they Sora's just kind of like obviously like drifting, like looking out into the ocean, and visibly like something's wrong with him. It kind of seems like they can't see his face, but they see the back of his head. But he's just looking out in the ocean. They're like, Sora, like, you okay? And Sora goes, I can't believe it. And then he looks up in the air, and he goes, I really flew. I can't wait to tell Kaori. Yeah, it's like, oh, man. Yeah.
He doesn't know, does he?
I mean, he knows, but he's just being very optimistic.
Okay.
He's like, the glass is pretty much empty, but there's still a drop in there left. So,
okay.
Yeah.
How was he able to fly again?
From the pixie dust and believing that he could.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. I was
So-
like, how the hell did he fly if he didn't have pixie dust?
Yeah. Well, they
I
gave him
remember
pixie
you
dust,
telling me that, yeah.
but they didn't believe enough. So.
Okay. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah. So he says, I wonder, and Sora goes, I wonder if she'll believe me. Probably not. You know.
Oof.
Yeah. But he's like, Peter Pan says, you can bring her to Neverland. Bring her to Neverland. I can't talk. You can bring her to Neverland sometime. I don't know why that was so hard to say. Bring her over. It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
She'll live forever.
And then he's like, then she can try it herself. And he says, if you believe, you can do anything, right? And Sora says, I'll find Kairi. I know I will. And he's like, there's so much I want to tell her about flying, about pirates, and everything else that's happened. And then Peter Pan says, what's that, Tink? About the clock tower? You say there's something over there. And so they fly to the clock tower. And now you're in fucking England at Big Ben. And he can fly.
Real England, Big
yeah, Big okay, Ben. I'm not going to say you're actually in England because I don't want to.
Yeah.
But you're at Big Ben.
Yeah, okay.
You're at the Big Ben clock tower. Okay. So, this is actually really cool. I used to go to this place all the time because you can go to the pirate ship or you can go to the clock tower and you can fly around Big Ben. Yeah. And it's just really cool, like flying in the city, like or over the city and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But they fly over there, and the Big Ben is where the keyhole is. So cool. That's what you're going there for. You go in there to lock up the keyhole, and then it's locked.
Cool.
And so now that is Neverland, basically.
Cool.
I think there is a little bit more. It goes to a cutscene. Has Sora as a very little child. He looks around like 8 or so.
Yeah. How old is he now? Like 14, 13?
Yeah, I would say so.
Take.
Yeah. He could be younger than 8. I'm not sure, but you can tell they're very young. And it's gonna be Sora and Riku, and you don't actually hear their voices, but you can kind of tell who's talking.
Who's who, yeah.
Yeah. And he sees Sora, and he's like, "Hey, Sora." He goes, "Hmm." And Riku says, "When we grow up, let's get off this island. We'll go on real adventures, not all this kid stuff." And he goes, "Sure, but isn't there anything fun to do now?" He goes, "Hey, you know that girl there's a new girl at the mayor's house. She arrived at night in the meteor shower, and all this was taking place inside that cave."
Yeah.
And that little cave where they do all the markings and stuff, or not that same cave that he like Sora drew a.
That's seen the doorway and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're walking out of that, and Sora walks out first, and then Riku's behind him, but he stops and he looks at that doorway, and that doorway has a golden, bright keyhole on it, and that's what Riku sees. Oh. And so. He kind of just looks at it, and then it cuts off from there. And then you see Riku on the ground on his hands and knees. And he goes, "It was reckless to bring her here." He's on his hands and knees talking to Maleficent, and she says, "It's reckless to bring her here without at least using a vessel." And remember, relying too heavy on the dark powers could cost you your heart. And he's like, as she says, "A castaway. Throughout this world has perished. His heart did not." Pretty much saying that Riku is a fool for bringing the princess without having her heart. Give me 1 minute. Let me fix that real quick. And there we go.
There we go. I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, that was weird. Back to it. Boop 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 boop. But he's saying that they bringing her here was foolish, whatnot, and they're talking about someone else is there, and apparently he followed her here because wherever they're at, this is Maleficent and Riku, wherever they're at. Well, you know where they're at, Hallow Bastian, because they said that. So, yeah, he said he apparently followed her here through the force of will. So they're not talking about Sora, they're talking about somebody else. And the only way he got here was through the force of will. Because when the heart goes away, so does the people. Unless they go to a Traverse Town, where people have lost their worlds and stuff. He went to this place, he followed her here out of force of will. Which is just saying he's more powerful than fucking... whatever. His force of will is just powerful enough to just define gravity or define time. I don't know. How do you explain that?
That's like Green Lantern level of will.
Yeah, basically. But Maleficent says, "Fear me not, no harm will come to you. He is no match for your power." And Riku says, "My power?" He says, yes, the untapped power relies within you. And she says, now, child, it's time to awaken that power.
Oh, shit.
Yes. And it's time to realize your full potential. And she makes him have like this really like dark green aura around him.
Ooh.
So you know how Maleficent used to have like green fire?
Mm-hmm.
It's not green fire, but it's like the same type of green all around Riku right now.
Oh.
And he like looks at his hands and you can kind of tell like he's getting a bit more powerful.
Ooh,
but you don't exactly see what comes of that. It cuts off the next scene and it shows Peter Pan again. And Wendy's asking, are you really never going back to Neverland? Or he says, Peter, are you really going back to Neverland? He's like, I'm afraid so, but we can see each other anytime. And he's like, as long as you don't forget about Neverland, that is. And they're saying their goodbyes, and Sora and Donald Goofy is kind of on the sidelines, just kind of like, yeah,
right,
we don't want to cock block.
No,
we get it. So
we know we're side characters. It's fine.
Yeah, and then Tinkerbell is getting all mad, and Peter Pan's like, oh boy, she's getting steamed again. And he's like, you know what? Peter Pan pretty much says, hey, you know what? Fuck you, Tinkerbell. I'm tired of you getting pissed off all the time. I want attention. He's like, I can't take it no more. He goes, Sora, do me a favor. Will you look after her for me, will you?
Motherfucker. And then mirror off on me.
And at this point, you have Tinkerbell as a summon now. So she's with you. And I will say this, Tinkerbell is my favorite summon because when you summon her, she just non-stop, constantly will heal you over and over and over. She doesn't heal you a lot, but she heals you enough. And if you die, she will revive you one time and she'll fly away. So she's like a really badass summon.
Damn.
So yeah, she's a powerful summon.
You just have to look at her and give her attention just for her to do everything.
She just won't leave you alone.
No.
That's why you get healed over and over.
You gonna pick me? You gonna pick me?
Yeah.
I know it's me. Yeah. Yeah, now you want to get healed.
I gotta like not burp into mic again. I keep feeling it. But anyway.
I don't care.
Sorry, guys.
Ooh.
But you do get a new Keyblade called the Fairy Heart. And it is a smaller Keyblade, but it's very strong. And I can't really explain it too well because I can't remember what it looks like.
So it's not a charm, it's actually a new Keyblade.
Yeah, no, it is a new Keyblade. Every new Keyblade has a keychain on it, and that keychain changes the form of the Keyblade.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
So
this one's smaller than the rest of them, but does more damage.
Like, for example, some of them might have a better reach than others. Mm-hmm. This one has a low reach, but it is also like a lot stronger. And I think the magic is pretty good on it too, because there's like reach, strength, and magic.
That's right.
So, yeah. And you have the ability now, you've learned to glide. So when you go to other worlds, you can glide. You can't actually fly.
Oh, bullshit.
Because you're not Peter Pan.
Just sprinkle Tinkerbell on you. You can fly just fine.
Yeah, actually, she's with you nonstop.
Yeah, right.
Come on now. Come on.
Like drain magic
we just busted a theory. Or we just busted, like, a plot hole.
Right. just use your magic and just fly. Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, you do have glide. It is a really cool ability in Kingdom Hearts. You can just glide everywhere. So pretty much you're not flying, but you're just kind of gliding along as you slowly, like, descend.
So we went from Superman to Batman, essentially.
Yeah. That's exactly what we did. But at this point, you're back at Traverse Town, where you first started at. Mm-hmm. And Sora's a bit sad, and Goofy's like, hey, do you remember what Donald told you? And he's like, no frowning, no sad faces. And Sora's just obviously just like really sad. His face is down. He's standing up. He's just like, nah. And he's like, how can I be cheerful when there's no sign? How can you be cheerful when there's no sign of your king? Because remember, that's why they're...
I was about to ask that. What the hell happened to their king?
Yeah, because that's the reason Donald and Goofy is with Sora. They said, because the king told them to follow the key. Yeah. So, like, yeah. And
they have no leads so far. They have fucked up every world they've been to, and they can't find shit.
Yep. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and Sora's like, aren't you guys worried? And Donald goes, all fooey. He goes, the king told us to go out and find the key bearer, and we found you. And he's like, so as long as we stick together, it'll all work out okay. Or it'll all work out okay.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, as long as you believe in yourself, that's all. And they tell him, just believe. And they they say just believe, and they say I believe in you.
Yeah.
So you get the point.
Cool.
Just believe, man. Just
I do.
believe.
I do.
And then you see at this point, Sora kind of just starts flying. It just cuts to a scene where Sora is flying into like a light. Like there's a light. It's kind of like he's at a tunnel, but he's flying in this tunnel, and it's all darkness, and he's just there's just light, a lot of light coming from one spot, and he's flying to it.
Metaphor.
And he gets there, and it's pure darkness, and then it's a vision, and he sees a little tiny Kairi and someone who is like an older grandmother, who you can tell is Kairi's grandmother. So now Sora is actually seeing a memory of what Kairi actually had.
Oh.
And he's just kind of seeing what happened, and Sora's like, where am I? And Kairi's grandmother is telling her about a story. He's like, long ago, people lived in peace, bathed and warm of the people bathed in the warmth of light. Like, it was peaceful, and everyone loved the light. And then people began to fight over the light. And after that, they wanted it for themselves. Everyone wanted to keep the light from themselves. And from that, the darkness was born in their hearts.
Ooh.
And so the darkness started to spread, swallowing the light, and swallowing the light in many, many people's hearts. And it covered everything, and the world disappeared. But the small fragments of light survived in the hearts of children. And with these fragments of light, the children rebuilt the lost world.
Ah.
It's the world that we live on now. It's the world that we live in now, but it's the true light that sleeps. It's the true light that sleeps deep within the darkness. So, oh yeah, that's why the worlds are still scattered. Divided from each other. But someday the door to the most innermost darkness will open, and the true light will return. So listen, child, even if the deepest darkness, there will always be light to guide you. Believe in the light, and the darkness will never defeat you. Your heart will shine with its power and push the darkness away. Do you understand, Kairi? Do you understand, Kairi? And then Sora says, Kairi, and he starts trying to reach to her. And this is like little Kairi, by the way. And he's trying to reach to her, and he can't. And then he snaps out of it, and he's like, huh? And he's back in front of Donald and Goofy, in that conversation they were just having with each other.
Oh, he spaced the fuck out.
Yeah,
oh,
he just went way out. And he just saw all that. Like, he saw this story that Kairi's grandmother just gave him. And 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 Donald and Goofy's like, what's the matter? And so I was like, nothing.
I'm fine.
Nothing. And so I was thinking, like, Kairi, did you call for me? And because he's trying to think of, like, what was that, you know? And then Sid tells him that he installed a navigation gummy. So
all I imagine is every time you talk about the gummy ship, they have like gummy bears. And
yeah. I should probably show you a picture of the gummy ship.
I think you did. I just can't remember it. Is it like yellow?
Yeah. Oh wait, you saw some gameplay.
I think yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you saw the gummy ship.
I keep thinking that it's like a gummy bear that they keep putting parts in.
Yeah. Money is pronounced Muni, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ew. Muni.
Muni.
Oh yeah, you thought it was like Mooney, Mooney.
Wait, what?
Like in the previous one, I thought you said that it was like Mooney. But
it's pretty much money, but instead of the O, it's a U.
Okay. So it's
I think that's right.
Okay.
But yeah. But Sid said he put a new navigation gummy in it, which makes you go. Normally when that happens, like, you can't get to another world. How are we gonna do this? And he was like, I got a new part for your ship. Now you can go farther.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, he comes in and he gives you a new part for your ship, and they're talking about Hallow Bastian, and they said that that place is calling with Heartless, and he's like, don't say I didn't warn you. And so, you know, fuck what Sid says, we're going to Hallow Bastian.
Yeah, for real.
So we get to Hallow Bastian. Man, this is like where all the shit starts to happen, dude.
How far are we so far, like, time-wise?
We're 48 minutes in.
Okay. How much longer is the rest of it? Is it like a long bit?
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to cut it like in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. So do you want to stop it here and then do the next part?
Oh no. I got to a good enough part where like right before the bonus stuff. Mm-hmm. So we can cut now if you want, but we can also cut right before the bonus stuff or like right after the bonus stuff. Or
let's do it right after the bonus stuff, and then we'll do all the rest of it.
Okay. So we arrive at Hallow Bastian.
Ooh.
And like I'm already getting like.
That's a badass name, by the way, Hallow Bastian.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So we arrive at Hallow Bastian, and Goofy says, "Gosh, look at that!" And Sora is like, "I know this place," and he looks up. It's like a big castle, right? It's a big castle, and you don't have nothing but glaciers that are like floating around you, and you're in, and it's like all around you is like a waterfall all around. So it's like water falling everywhere, and you're in the center of it with glaciers like floating around, and then back is the castle.
Is it like the Disney castle, or is it just like a castle?
It's like a castle. Like, okay. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts castle. But Sora says he knows this place, but he's also never been to this place. He's always been on Destiny Islands, and only time he's ever left is with Donald and Goofy.
Yeah.
So. Huh. Yeah, and Goofy even says, "Huh, that's strange," and Sora says, "I wonder why," and he like touches his heart. He says, "I feel a warmth inside right here," and so you can't really place it, and Donna goes, "Oh, you're just hungry."
Yeah, they haven't ate this entire trip. They've been gone for like 3 days,
and so he's like, "I'm serious." Like, yeah, and so it's like, "Okay, let's go." And so you're jumping on different platforms, and platforms as in glaciers that are floating in the fucking in the middle of this waterfall. It's super cool. But
is there any like pictures you can show me?
Yeah. Here you go. You're like there's a glacier right there, so you're kind of following there. And let me back up a little bit. You can't really see the waterfall, I don't think. Yeah, you can a little bit. Like that's all water around you, and there's like bubbles and stuff coming out, and the castle's in the very back.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty dope ass place. Let's see. Where was we at? Oh, yeah. So, you find out the person they were talking about with the Great Wheel was Beast. Like, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
So, he's there.
Cool.
So, he's apparently pissed off about Belle. So.
Oh, did they take Belle already?
Yeah, they took Belle.
Damn.
And so, he's pissed. That's why he's there.
Ah.
And,
wait. He's a beast, though. So, this takes place before the end of the movie?
I mean, Kingdom Hearts fucks up everything, dude.
I know. Some of it takes place after, some of it takes before.
It's like kind of somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's like no vessel, no help from the Heartless. So tell me, how did you get here? Riku is actually saying that to the Beast. He's like, you don't have a vessel, there was no way for you to get here, so how did you get here?
Yeah.
And Beast said, I simply believed, nothing more to it. And he's like, when our world fell into the darkness, Belle was taken from me. And I vowed that I would find her again, no matter what the cost is. I believed that I could find her. And so here I am. So she must be here. So straight up, just through the fucking power wheel, he just time traveled. Or he just didn't time travel. He just fucking portaled or whatever. I don't know. But he's like, I will have her back. And he gets really pissed off. And Riku says, take her if you can. And the Beast jumps up and tries to attack Riku, and Riku does a backflip, and with his backflip. By the way, he has a sword now. I don't know if I mentioned his sword before, but his sword looks fucking dope. It's like a wing kind of as a sword. Actually, I can just show it to you real quick. Let me see if I can get it.
Is there any way you could show them that?
Huh? Yeah, I can. I was
like photos in it.
Yeah,
or something?
I'm gonna like probably like try to put some pictures in there. I took it like...
No, don't do all of them, just like big parts.
By the way, guys, instead of like writing notes, I found out it was easier just to take screenshots because they type it out, like the words are on the bottom. But I took like 4,000 screenshots.
I write notes.
Yeah. So. Well, I tried to do notes the first time, and I was like, this is so much.
Forever.
And I'm just literally copying of what I see, so I was like...
it makes more sense to do screenshots, but 100%.
You can't really see it too good right there, but there's this kind of... he's moving, so you can't see it too well, but it's kind of like a wing sword.
Oh, okay.
But, he does a backflip. That's in the middle of him doing his little backflip. But he lands, and he, as soon as he lands, he just fucking cuts up like fucking Beast.
Oh,
He
shit.
doesn't cut him up, but he definitely, like...
Showed him his boss.
I'm pretty sure he cuts him up, because you don't see it happen, but you could tell he fucked him up.
Oh, yeah.
So Beast, like, just falls on the ground.
Like
and
a pussy.
Yeah. And, and Sora comes in behind Beast and tells Riku to stop. And so Riku goes, "So you finally made it. About time. I've been waiting for you." And he's like, "We've always been rivals, haven't we?" He's like, "You've always pushed me, and I've always pushed you." And Sora's like,
getting all choked up over there, ain't you?
Sora's just like, "Riku," and he's like, "But." Riku says, "But it all ends here. They can't be two Keyblade masters." And Sora goes, "What are you talking about?" And he says, "Let the Keyblade choose."
Oh, no.
It's true, Master. And Sora holds up his hand. I mean, not Sora, sorry. Riku holds up his hand. And Sora's Keyblade is like fighting back and forth.
What?
And it disappears out of his hand. And he's like, "What?" And then it appears in Riku's hand.
What the fuck?
And Riku says, "Maleficent was right." He's like, "You don't have what it takes to save Kaori. You don't, and it's up to me. Only the Keyblade Master can open the secret door and change the world. But that's impossible. How could this happen?" That's what Sora said. And he says, I'm the one that fought. Sorry.
Ooh.
I'm the one that fought my way here with the Keyblade.
Yeah. I didn't see him go under the fucking water.
And Riku says, "You were just the delivery boy." And he's like, "Sorry, your part's over now."
What an ass.
Here, go play hero of this, is what Riku says. And that little toy wooden sword that you had at the very beginning of the game,
Motherfucker.
he pulls that out and he throws it to you. So
that
you have...
dick.
You're legit, you have to fight with this now. That's the only thing you have is that wooden sword that can't even hurt.
You can't use Donald or Goofy or nothing?
Okay, so let me just continue.
Go ahead.
Sora drops to his knees seeing that he just lost the Keyblade after everything he's been through. He lost the Keyblade. He drops to his knees, and he has the wooden sword in front of him. And then Riku starts walking away. And Donald looks at Goofy and says, "Goofy, let's go." He says, "Remember, we have to remember our mission.
Follow the key."
Yeah.
Motherfucker! What?
Yeah. So, Goofy says, "Oh, well, I know the king told us to follow the key and all, but..." And they look at Sora, and Sora's just on the ground. He won't even look at Donald and Goofy. He's just on the ground on his hands and knees, just straight down, and just, like, pitiful. And Donald looks at Sora, and he goes, "Sora, sorry." And they walk away, and they follow Riku.
Oh, my God.
You
just stripped it off.
Yeah.
You took it off
and
from
this
me.
is, on the last podcast, this is actually where I was going to end at.
Were you? Oh.
Yeah. But,
It was long, the last one, wasn't it?
yeah, a little bit. I don't remember how long.
Oh, no. No.
So, yeah, after they leave, Beast stands up and starts walking beside you. And he starts, well, he doesn't walk beside you, he walks past you, my bad. He walks past you, and then he just falls over again. Like, Beast is, like, fucked up. Yeah. So he runs up so Sora runs up to him, he's like, "Hey, don't move, you're hurt." He goes, "Why did you come all this way here?" Sora asks him, "Why did you come all this way here?" And he says, "I came here to find Belle. And I thought I am on my own." Wait, hold on.
You're good.
I need to get a water.
Go nuts.
Yeah, I'm going to go nuts. But he says, "Although I'm on my own, I will fight." Beast is telling that to him, and he's like, "I'm not going to leave her without her." You get one drink?
I have, like, all this down, so you're fine.
What if you can hear that with the mic?
Yeah, I can. I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
Have you been hearing me all this time?
Yeah.
Oh. I haven't heard me, so I'm like, okay, it's not picking up. We're good.
Oh, no. Oh, you mean drinking?
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard you at all.
Okay, good. I'm trying to make sure it doesn't.
But yeah, he tells him that's why he's here. He's here for Belle, and he's not going to leave until she's gone. Yeah. And he starts walking away. And Sora looks at him, and then he looks back at that toy sword, and he's like, so he grabs a toy sword.
It's something.
Yeah, it's something. And then he runs back by Beast. He goes, me too. I'm not going to give up now. I came here to find someone very important to me. And so now it's just you and Beast. And actually, at this point, only Beast can do any kind of damage to anybody.
Well, that's cool.
It's cool, but it's also not cool. Like you can't, at this point, you're fighting very, like, very hard Heartless. Like these Heartless are.
Well, it's hard because you have like this shitty ass sword.
You're getting close to the end of the game, and it's like the hard, like, you know, when
the brutal shit.
Yeah, the hard Heartless are here now. Like the hardest. When things start getting hard is at this part of the game.
Oh.
And at this part of the game, you can't even damage any Heartless because you only have Beast. So it's even worse. But Beast can fuck some people up. Beast. Okay. He's a beast. Pun intended.
Yes.
But
do you have access to Tinkerbell still, or did you lose her in the summons?
I don't think you have summons. I'm not sure.
Did you lose
I know you can use magic though, because I remember watching someone do it.
Okay.
But you go to this platform that takes you to the castle, and so while those glaciers and stuff was, and where you saw Riku, you hit a platform, and then you go towards up to the castle. And then once you get to the castle, this is wherever you're finding a bunch of people with Beast, and you can use like thunder and whatnot. And at this point, it cuts into a scene where you see all the princesses of Heart. Damn, dude, I'm gonna get it like emotional here soon.
I see you choking up. I'm like, oh shit. I'm already like still trying to process losing everything.
Damn, dude. So yeah, you see some princesses of Heart. You see the Aladdin's chick. You see Cinderella. You see Snow White, and you see Allison from Alice in Wonderland. Mm-hmm. And Aurora, like Maleficent's girl, and then there's Belle. And then there's also Kari in the middle. So
they have her. They have her as well? Kyrie?
Yeah, Kyrie's there.
Okay.
And then you see Maleficent going up and he says, "Oh, Princess of Hearts, reveal to me the keyhole." And all the hearts of the princesses start glowing, and all 6 of them, but Kari isn't like glowing at all. So yeah,
she's gone.
So the keyhole tries to be made to create Kingdom Hearts, but it can't be made because obviously there's a heart missing. So it cuts off from there, and then you cut to the scene with by the way, this was like at least like an hour of gameplay. But yeah. But you cut to with Beast and Sora, and you go into this kind of like main hall, and Beast says, "Be on your guard." It says, "They're close, I can feel it. Are you ready for them?" And Beast sees Belle behind him, like standing up, but it was just an illusion, because when he goes after her, when he looks at her, it turns into a Heartless. And then Beast gets pissed off about that, so he goes to attack the Heartless, but it's in the doorway, so when he attacks the Heartless, the door closes behind him. So now it's just Sora by himself.
Oh shit.
And then Riku is there with Donald and Goofy by his side. And Riku says, "Quit while you can." He says, "No, I'm not leaving here without Kairi." And Riku definitely has a outfit change at this point. I will just show you what he looks like. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And for the audio listeners, he has a Heartless symbol over him. He has like a...
he no longer looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's straight up darkness now.
He went from that to like Devil May Cry.
Yeah, he's like purple and black. So, yeah, Devil May Cry. Yeah,
basically.
Perfect. But yeah, he's Riku says the darkness will destroy you. The darkness, Sorry, I think Sora said the darkness would destroy you. Riku says, the darkness may destroy my body, but it won't touch my heart. And, hold on, let me get past this part.
You're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I take a lot of screenshots.
Hey,
but,
do what you gotta do.
Sora says, you're wrong, Riku. The darkness may destroy my body, but it can't touch my heart. My heart will stay with my friends, and it will never die. Really? Then we'll see about that. And let's see. Okay, let me make sure. This is the part. Okay.
This is it.
No, this ain't the part, but this is a good part. Okay, so he says, really, we'll see about that. And he does like a fireball, like a darkness fireball at Sora. And Sora has no way to defend himself.
Let's say, what the hell is he gonna do? Move?
Yeah, he can't. So as it's about to hit Sora, right before it hits Sora, Goofy jumps in the way. And Goofy says, Sora ain't going anywhere. And Riku says, you betray your king? And Goofy goes, we're not in real life. He goes, but I'm not going to betray Sora either.
Ooh.
And he goes, he's become one of my best buddies after all. And after all we've been through together. And he goes to Donald, he goes, see you later, Donald. He's like, can you tell the king I'm sorry? And so, and then Donald goes, well, tell them together. And he goes, well, you know, all for one and one for all. Whatever. And Goofy and Donald tell him just, well, I guess you're stuck with us, Sora. And he goes, thanks a lot. Cool. Donald, Goofy. He's like, how will you fight without a weapon? Or Riku asks Sora, how will you fight without a weapon? And Sora says, I know now that I don't need a Keyblade. I've got a better weapon. My heart. And Riku laughs and he's like, your heart. He's like, what good would that do? That little, what that weak little thing do for you? And he says, although my heart be weak, although my heart may be weak, it's not alone. It's grown with each and every new experience. It's found a new home with all my friends I've made. And I've become a part of their heart just as much as they become a part of mine. And if they think about me every now and then, and if they don't forget me, then our hearts will all be one. And he says, I don't need a weapon. And he gets in his fighting stance. And he says, my friends are my power. Oh. And as he says that, Riku just kind of like stares down at him. And the Keyblade starts to shake. And it goes out of his hand. Oh. And the Keyblade is back in your hand now. And so, and then now all Riku has is his fucking wing weapon.
Yeah, his wimpy ass.
So you got the Keyblade back again. And now you fight Riku at this point with Donald and Goofy.
Ooh.
But it is a very short fight. It doesn't last very long.
What?
You kind of beat him, but you kind of don't. After a bit, he starts to run away.
Pussy.
Yeah, like a fucking pussy. Straight up pussy. Straight up pussy.
He has like an extra power. And
yeah. Yeah. But you could kind of tell he was holding back. Also, like I don't think he was holding back, but like he
didn't use full power.
He didn't use full power. Yeah. But Beast comes in behind him after Riku runs away, and Beast says, "So your heart won this battle." And Sword looks at him, turns around, and like nods his head. And at this point, you learn the white trinity, which is like those little trinity marks. And that's the last color, actually. So now you can do all the trinity marks in the whole game. So, woohoo! And at this point, you're in a library. And oh my god, I'm going to glaze over this. Don't hate me. Because it's going to be really hard to explain it in the podcast. But you're in a library, and there's a bunch of bookshelves, which is also the same spot where you had that memory with about Kaori and her grandmother.
Oh, okay.
But
it's all coming together.
It's all coming together. So, but in this library, there were bookshelves missing. Well, the books missing from shelves. Like there's these red books and it's like a series and there's a book missing, and then you have these green books that's like a series and it's missing.
Yeah.
So you have to find all the books and
put them in the right spots.
Yeah, you put them all the right spots, but the way you find them is like it's really cool. It's like a very small room, but it's like a little labyrinth maze thing, and like they have these pillars you can turn and they twist around and you gotta stop it like where the book is.
Yeah.
So you gotta grab that book.
Cool.
But once you put a book in this in the right spot, the bookshelf will move and it will shift. So this small room you got, and the way the bookshelves are, it all turns into like a different room slowly as you're like putting the bookshelves in. Pretty cool.
For a 2002 game, that's crazy.
Yeah, 2002. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, and there's also a little secret room you can go to, which is honestly a little bit pointless. All you can get there is just like an item, but whatever. But I didn't find out about that until like years later. I was like, "There's a secret room in this bookshelf room." I thought I found everything.
Just a fucking item.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just a fucking item. And then after that, you try and get past the next place, but you have to have these 4 little, I guess, like the door has like 4 little keys, I guess, into it, and you gotta find different pieces of the keys to fit in there. You gotta do different things. It's just a puzzle. So one thing is like get all the fire out and the candles in this room. It's all happening in a room. You get all the fires out in this candle, and then you have to push the statue down for it to make it break. And there's like use a thunderbolt on a stone pillar that has like thunder on it. So that one's pretty obvious, kind of. But and I think there's also you smash some you go Link style. You smash some pots next to a thing, and then it makes it 2. And then after that, you get all 4 of them, and you can finally open the door.
I'm surprised he hasn't fell over yet.
I know, right? Yeah, I thought he was.
I've knocked his table like 1,000 times, and I'm getting worried he's gonna just go top off.
He fell like 3 times when we was like
beforehand,
testing.
And now he's not gonna fucking move.
So we the door opens and it cuts to a cutscene of Riku. Riku again, and he's running, and he goes, "Why? It was mine." And he says, "Know this." Well, you hear a voice, and it says, "Know this. The heart that is strong and true shall win the Keyblade." He's like, "What? What are you saying? My heart's weaker than his." Or what are you saying? He's asking, what are you saying? Is my heart weaker than his?
Yeah.
You know. And he's like, someone says, "For the instant, yes, it was."
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
And it's like, however, you can become stronger. And then you see who's talking. And I don't know if you remember this, but in that cave where Sora was at, a brown man in a cloak.
I was about to ask you that. Who was that? But
yeah, that same guy comes out, brown man in a cloak comes out, and now he's talking to Riku, and he's the one saying this.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, yes, you did lose to him, and it's because your heart wasn't as strong as his for that instant.
Shit.
But he says, however, you can become stronger. And he's like, you showed no fear stepping through the door of darkness. And he's like, you showed no terror for you at all. And so, in order to get power, you must plunge deeper and deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger. And Riku's asking, what should I do? And he says, reading this again, it's kind of dumb. Riku says, what should I do? And he's like, it's really quite simple. Open yourself to the darkness. He's like, I literally just said that. That is all.
What should I do? Just fucking do the same thing.
Yeah. But whenever it's being said, it is pretty serious and pretty fucking dope. But he's like, Riku's like, what should I do? He's like, open yourself to the darkness. That is all. Like, leave your heart, your being, become darkness itself.
Oh.
Let your heart, your being, become darkness. Yes. And then he starts to have that glow to him again, but like, I don't know how to explain it. It's a bit more shinier. It's a different kind of glow.
Like got some more glimmer to it.
Yeah. It looked like that aura that was coming off of him was like kind of like a little small aura, but now this one's like an actual like it looks like.
Is there a picture?
Yeah, here you go. This is the aura from before was like half of that, so it was like 50% of this, I guess.
Okay.
And now it's like showing fully what it's supposed to be.
So this is all a cutscene, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And at this point, you're trying to do different platforms through Hallow Bastian, and these platforms, in order to get them, you were like outside, but on the outside there's like no rails or no nothing.
Oh, is it a pain in the ass?
Yeah, and if you fall off, dude, you can fall off so easy. The steps and stuff, and they do it on purpose, you know why? Because all the enemies in this area are all flying enemies. So they make it pain in the ass to make it easy to fall on purpose.
So like was it Halloween Town where you could fall off the side and you have to restart the entire thing?
No, yeah, you're talking about
the stairs?
Yeah, or the Oogie Boogie Tower.
Yeah.
Whatnot, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty annoying too, because you can fall pretty easy and you have to climb, and you have to go all the way back up.
Oh, I forgot to ask, how hard was the Riku boss fight?
Oh, it wasn't that hard, but it was very short.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it was kind of hard, and you had Donald Goofy with you, and it was kind of like, I don't know.
Okay, I forgot to ask. I was totally, because it was so short. So
yeah,
it
was kind of short, because he just kind of runs away a little bit after that. But you do have to solve a puzzle of like trying to get these two huge ass pillars to fall, because they're kind of like this, and you can't get through them. So you got to make them like this. That way you can like walk up them. Ooh. So, and I guess for the audio listeners, when I say this and this, you trying to make the pillars good enough for you to go up them. I guess
to climb up and run across. Yeah.
And then you're fighting a bunch of. We're getting close, man.
You're choking up, so I know it's gonna get bad.
You're fighting like really strong Heartless in order to get to this room. And
come on, spare me. You've already stripped me.
Hold on, is this the part? I'm trying to see if this is the part.
You've already took Donald and Goofy away from me once. You've already took my Keyblade.
Okay,
once.
no. Okay, it's not coming up. You gotta fight this. You gotta deal with the bitch first. Yeah. Okay.
More Kingdom Hearts bullshit.
Not even Kingdom Hearts bullshit. That's not coming yet. You're about to find out after this. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, you go into this room and you see Maleficent and you see Riku there. And they're standing next to each other, and they're looking at where it should be the door to Kingdom Hearts, but it's
not open.
Yeah, because they're
missing a heart. Yeah. So wait, they got all the princesses' hearts together, but they're missing one, and it's Kairi's, correct? So Kairi has a heart, but doesn't, in a way.
Well, like her body's there, but her heart's not there, so they can't use all 7 hearts because there's only 6 hearts there.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah, I'm following.
So, and you hear, so I see the path has emerged at last. Yes, the keyhole to the darkness. Unlock it and the Heartless will overrun this world. And that was in Riku's voice, but when Riku talks, you can hear Riku, but there's like a darker, like...
Oh, shit.
Darker... like voice,
like a demonic possession kind of shit.
Yeah, like there's 2 voices happening right now
at the same time.
Yeah, with Riku.
Oh, cool.
There's a darker voice, and now there's Riku. So there's something going on there, but you don't know what exactly. And Maleficent says, "What do I care? The darkness holds no power over me. Rather, I will use its true power to rule all worlds." And Riku says, "Such confidence," and he pulls out his own Keyblade.
His own Keyblade?
Yeah.
No shit.
So he has a Keyblade now.
So he's a Keyblade master. In a way.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and clear this up real quick. I'll make it fast.
Or is that kind of bullshit?
The Keyblade that Sora has was actually supposed to go to Sora.
Okay.
And it gets explained more in detail, but I'll just tell you this now. It was supposed to go to Sora. I mean, go to Riku. But whenever they was getting covered up in darkness, and Riku was going to the darkness, and he gave Sora his hand, and he told him, "Come with me." Sora was trying to get to him, and he couldn't.
Didn't they touch?
Huh?
Didn't they touch?
And that touch, that little sparkle of light, whatever, was the Keyblade. But Riku went to the darkness, and then Sora stayed with the light. So it went to Sora. And so, yeah, it was pretty much traveling with Sora until it could get to Riku.
Oh, okay.
But with Sora saying that his friends are his power and that he will stay with the light.
Did it split in two?
No, the Keyblade went back to him. And so, yeah, he's still like a Keyblade bearer, like Riku is still a Keyblade bearer. So since he can't get the that Keyblade, another Keyblade came for him.
Oh shit!
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
This one is like a dark.
I don't mean to sound stupid. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. No, dude, it gets complicated. That's the most simplest. I think I did a good job explaining that, by the way. It gets a lot more complicated.
Am I too loud, by the way? I can't hear myself.
Either way, I can fix it in editing.
Okay, cool.
So,
I need to put these on so I can hear myself.
Oh, you're good. Maleficent is like, ooh. Like,
shit.
Yeah, he's like, ooh, you want a little Keyblade over here. And she says, impossible. All the princesses of heart are here. And he looks at Maleficent looks at Kairi and goes, it must be her. Like,
must be the dead bitch.
Yeah, it must be the dead bitch. She says, without her heart, she'll never be able to release her power. And he's like, the King's fools are here, or Maleficent says the King's fools are here. And she says, I'll deal with them myself. And she tells Riku, you stay here and guard the princesses. And as she walks away, he's just fucking glowing again with power. Like, it's very obvious at this point, like, they're making it very apparent that Riku is getting fucking
stronger.
powerful, and there's something else going on. And it's like, he's very strong right now. But anyway,
like
you walk
Dragon
in,
Ball kind of strong, or kind of...
I would say, yeah. I mean, if you look at this, it's kind of like he's just glowing.
Yeah.
He has that aura around him.
Yeah.
He's like Ultra Instinct aura.
Right?
But, you go into this room, and you see Maleficent. And Maleficent says, I'm afraid you're too late. At any moment now, the final keyhole would be unsealed. The final keyhole would be unsealed, and the world would be plunged into darkness. It is unstoppable. And Sora says, we'll stop it. And he gets in his little fighting stance. Mm-hmm. And he says, after coming this far, there's no way that I'm going to let that happen. And Meph says, you poor simple little fools, you think you can defeat me? Me, the mistress of evil? And she starts flying up, and now you fight Maleficent.
Oh, cool.
So
I love Maleficent.
Yeah, Maleficent's
she's so
pretty
badass.
Cool. She's actually like flying on a rock, and you have to kind of, unless you jump high, you can jump on top of the rock and beat her, then attack her or whatever. But you can also attack the rock and shatter the rock and make her drop, and you can attack her that way.
Okay.
But she uses like fucking comets. She makes portals for like not comets, like meteors, I guess, to fly out at you. She has like a green fire thing go around her if you get too close to her, and she'll knock you off.
Oh, cool.
And he has like purple thunder with purple lightning coming out of the sky too, which is also pretty cool. And she also summons Heartless, like really strong Heartless, to come.
Oh yeah, because she can like control them, can't she?
Yeah. And so she kind of does all that. And but you can end up beating her, of course. Mm-hmm. And
is she hard?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So
if you don't know what you're doing,
no, I'll explain in a minute.
Okay. I'll shut up.
But that was not hard. Okay. So,
the calm before the storm.
Yeah. If you play video games, you know what's gonna happen. So, that wasn't too hard, but she goes into a portal to get away. And Donald learned an ability named Cheer. I'm not even gonna explain what it is because it doesn't fucking matter. Mm-hmm. He learned an ability. And he got an answer report 5. And support number 5. And now there's like a little portal there that you can walk through to go into this new place. Mm-hmm. And when you walk through there, it's Maleficent, and she's like holding herself, trying to get away. Yeah. Like a little injured puppy dog, and you're just like running after her. Like, I'm gonna fucking kill you anyway. No, but
you're gonna get it, bitch.
Yeah, but no. She's like obviously damaged, and Riku comes in behind her, and he goes, "Do you need some help?" And Sora is behind her. Sora's behind Riku, and he goes, well, he screams, "Riku!" And they're like, "Is that?" And they look at his Keyblade, like,
oh shit!
And so Riku's like, "Yes, it's a Keyblade." But unlike yours, this Keyblade holds the power to unlock people's hearts.
Ah.
So allow me to demonstrate. Behold, and he turns around Maleficent and stabs her in the heart.
Huh. Oh.
Yeah, and he stabs her, and he says, "Now open your heart, surrender to the darkness, become darkness itself." And he like pulls it out, and he goes through a portal, like Riku dips out of there, and then Maleficent is like shaking, and she's looking at herself, and she's like glowing green now too, same kind of green that Riku had. It's like, this is it. This is the power. Darkness. This is true darkness. And green fire comes out of the ground and it goes straight into the ceiling and there's like black smoke all over the place. And then you see a dragon head.
Oh, shit.
And Maleficent is now the dragon that she becomes.
What?
Yeah. So you fought Maleficent dragon. And when you ask me, is she hard?
It is now hard.
It is now hard. You've gotten to the hard part of Maleficent. Hold on. Oh, you fell.
Woo! Symbolism.
Yeah, you die.
You're fucked.
The reason it makes this one so hard, I think, for the most part, is because her, like, she'll snap at you and try to bite you. She'll tail whip you, and she'll just do a bunch of shit. But she breathes fire, and anytime she moves, she stomps, and it makes it like a shockwave all through the ground.
You have to constantly jump over it.
Yeah, so you have to get over that. But her fire, she'll breathe, does a lot of damage, and anywhere it lands on the ground, it stays there. And so you can't touch that area anymore. So, yeah. And she has a lot of life. But it is very difficult, and then you would probably die a very, very many times.
I like how as we're talking about this, the light turns green.
I could have just turned everything green there for a minute.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, we would talk about certain things, and it would turn the color to it, and it's cool.
I'd be like, power! Green. Oh, shit. I don't remember what I had it on before. Oops. I'm just going to...
We done fucked it up.
Yeah, I done fucked it up. Oopsie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. We're good. Are we?
I think that one's still the same color. Oopsie. People don't care about these lights.
I know. I think they're cool.
Let's see. I'm going to, oh yeah, this person summons fucking Tinkerbell because he can't win. I had to do the same thing.
I was about to say, can't you just spam Tinkerbell?
Yeah, well, you can't really spam summons. I think you can only do one per, no.
One per battle?
That's wrong. That's wrong. Do not call me on that. I don't remember how summons work in Kingdom Hearts 1. I think they use like 3 bars of magic or something.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, you finally end up beating Maleficent after you've like played for like an hour.
6 hours.
Yeah. But yeah, she falls on the ground flat, and like you can kind of see the dragon body, like how small you are compared to the.
Shit.
Yeah, you fight that thing.
You are insignificant compared to her.
Like while you're fighting her, you're like very, very small. Like you're fighting a dragon, dude. So
the person you're playing as had better quality than the person I'm watching. That's not fair. Because mine definitely looked dated.
This is where shit's about to happen soon. So
do I have to like mentally prepare? Because
maybe, yeah.
What just happened had already broke me. So
I will say this: what was going to happen here in a bit is we're literally changed the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise. It literally changes the entire franchise at one scene, at one moment.
Oh shit!
So everything that happens later on in games, all happens because of this moment that happened.
Oh.
So, yeah, and
so it's like an Infinity War moment or like an Endgame moment kind of thing.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. So like there was green smoke coming off the dragon, and because you beat her, and all the darkness and stuff that was coming off the walls, because there was like darkness vines coming off the walls and stuff. All that goes away. It's all turns into fire, and there's nothing left but her black cloak. So Maleficent is gone.
She's gone.
And then Riku comes, and he's like, "How ironic." It's like she was just another puppet after all. And
damn.
And they're like, what? Yeah. And they're like, the Heartless were using Maleficent from the beginning. She failed to notice the darkness in the heart were eating away at her. How fitting in for such a fool. And he stomps at her cloak and then turns it into like nothing. So there's like literally nothing left of Maleficent. Like all she had left was like that black little cloak. And then yeah. Then he goes into a portal and he portals out. And now there's a new area you can get to in Hallow Bastian that was no longer there before. And once you go in there, you get into the room, and you, in the middle of this room, you have on your left side 3 pencils of heart, and on your right side 3 more pencils of heart. So you got all of them, but like Kairi there.
Yeah.
And once you get to the top, that top area is where that door of Kingdom Hearts is supposed to be at. But they can't get open.
Yeah, because you don't have Kairis.
Yeah. So, Sora and Donald get through, but for whatever reason, Goofy, there's like an invisible wall that hits Goofy out.
Huh. He was really the king after all.
Yeah. And, let's see. Oh, yeah. And he sees Kairi laying there in front of that door. And he says, Kairi. And he starts to run after her. And he, like, starts to hold her. And this is the first time he even got, has gotten to, hold Kairi or anything.
Your camera beeped, I think.
Uh-oh. Let me check this out real quick. It'll be good.
We're good? Okay,
Yeah,
I heard
so.
a beep, so I was making sure it was still
Anyway.
working. Sorry.
You're good. It's the first time that Sora has gotten to see,
Kairis and
Yeah.
the island.
first time he's gotten to even, hold her. But when he holds her, she's out. Her head flops back in her hand. And, yeah, she's just gone. Like, it's just like she's not even there. Like, this, I think you get it.
Like she's asleep or something.
Yeah, I guess, like, she's asleep, yeah. And, cause, yeah, she doesn't move, she doesn't budge at all. And Sora, like, begs her. He's like, Kairi, open your eyes. And nothing happens. And he hears Riku in that other voice that's with him, like, talking together.
Yeah.
And says, it's no use. And Riku's on top of that door. That this is the door.
The
by
Kingdom
the way.
Hearts door?
Yeah, that's the Kingdom Hearts door that he's on top of.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. He says, that girl has lost her heart. She cannot wake up. That's what Riku said.
So she's lost it.
Yeah, well, Riku says that girl has lost her heart.
Oh, shit.
She cannot,
he don't even know who she is. Or
Yeah,
he don't even care.
Yeah, he goes, she cannot wake up. And he goes, what? You're not Riku. And he goes, that keyhole cannot be completed. So as long as the last princess's heart still sleeps.
No one can open the door.
Yeah, and then Sora's like, princess? Kairi's a princess? And he's like, oh. You know.
Huh, cool.
So he goes, yes, without her power, the keyhole remained incomplete. It is time that she is awakened. And he goes, whoever you are, let Riku go and give him back his heart. But he's like, but first, you must give the princess back her heart. And he points at Sora with that keyblade that unlocks hearts, whatever. He points at him, whatnot, and then Sora, like his heart starts to hurt. Like,
yeah, he's
very
about to get ripped out.
Well, no, he has to be. You can't just point at it and happen. It has to actually happen.
Oh yeah, you
but
stab it through.
Yeah, but he can tell. Like him saying that, he's like, no, first you have to let the princess's heart out. And then that's when Sora grabbed his heart, and he's like, ow, and he starts like falling on the ground, and Donald's like, Sora, and he's like, and Riku says, don't you see it? The princess's heart is responding, and he says, it's been there all along. Kairi's heart rests within you. And Sora says, Kairi's inside of me? And he says, I know all that there is. I know that all there is to know. Tell me who you are. And Riku says, it is I, Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness.
Who is that?
Ansem is the Ansem reports we've been collecting this entire time. The guy we've learned that he's the one that created the Heartless that we know of now. Except the actual Heartless. Every other Heartless is created by Ansem, and he's the one that did this. And he's the one that the machines at Hallow Bastian. We didn't go over the reports yet, but yeah, that's kind of what you learn. Like, he's the one that done all the stuff at Hallow Bastian. He's the one that's kind of behind all of this. That's Ansem. And yeah, and that's who Riku's saying he is now. He's like, I'm Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness. So this Ansem guy you've been hearing about since the beginning of the game, but you don't really know.
It turns out to be Riku.
Yeah, and that guy also in the brown cloak
is
Ansem.
Ah, okay.
But he didn't have a vessel yet. And
So
now
he chose Riku.
he uses Riku as a vessel.
Okay.
And when Riku says that, he just kind of does like a little power move. And not a little power move, but he's like, you know.
Yeah.
But Donald comes runs after him, and he hits Donald out of the way. And that little like invisible wall, I guess.
Yeah.
Donald gets hit out too. So now it's just Sora there, and he's like, and Sora says, or Riku says, "So now I shall release you, princess." And at this point, Sora has one hand on his heart, both knees on the ground, and his one hand on the ground too, and he's like looking down, and Riku's above him. He says, "Complete the keyhole with your power. Open the door and lead me to everlasting darkness." And he holds the keyblade up, strike down Sora, and Sora is still looking down, and he hears Kairi's voice call out to him, say, "Sora!" And then as soon as he does that, he grabs his keyblade and stops the hit from Riku.
Yeah.
And Sora says, "Forget it. There's no way you're going to take Kairi's heart." And he like hits Riku out of the way, and he backs up. And now this is the actual fight of Riku.
Oh, cool.
Riku is powerful as fuck, and everything you've built up to in this game, like all these abilities you've got, all the people you've met, all these things you got, and now it's you and Riku. This rival that you guys had.
This is the time where you. Oh shit.
So this is where it all comes down to right here. And let me tell you what, man. People have told stories about how hard this fight is. They say they played this game for a very long time and they quit at Riku. And I've heard about them like coming back to it like years later, and they like had a strategy guide and they could finally beat him and whatnot. People could not get past this game for a while because of Riku. So
that hard, no matter what.
Yeah, he's not nothing to joke around with.
Is he a skill check? Like let you know, like, oh shit.
Yeah. So yeah, he's not an easy one. And he does like these little like I don't know what you call them. When he like attacks, these like oval looking things would fly at you. And you have to fly out of the way. And he like hit the ground. When he hits the ground, like 3 darkness like I don't even know what they're called. Like darkness light things would fly out different ways. You gotta avoid them. But he does fireballs. But the big one is his like desperate move. And his desperate move is whenever he will get like he goes like 1,000 miles an hour. It's crazy. And I'm not kidding. If you watch that gameplay, he goes fast as fuck. But he has portals all over the place, and he'll go like all over the place. Like he'd come in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and he would just like fuck you up, dude. And at the end, he'll like strike the ground. And when he strikes the ground, like almost everywhere on the ground is like almost nowhere safe. It will like fly up, like I don't know. You get damaged pretty much anywhere you go. It's fucking.
Is it kind of bullshit or? Is
it's not bullshit. Once you learn it, you can get it. But like
it takes a while to learn.
Yeah. It's cool though. It looks really cool too. But whenever you're doing it, and back on PS2, you couldn't like skip cutscenes.
Yeah, you had to watch it all over. Oh my god.
Yeah, you had to watch it all over again, over and over and over. So, yeah.
Is the music cool at this point?
Oh, okay, dude. All Kingdom Hearts music is so good. Like I have the CDs over there.
I've seen those. Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts. I went to the orchestra of Kingdom Hearts and whatnot. And my buddy Jordan, who doesn't even play Kingdom Hearts, listens to Kingdom Hearts music. Like,
wow.
Kingdom Hearts' music is like a really big thing. So everything is about to. The moment's about to happen, dude. Okay. So do you want to cut it after this moment, or do you want to still do the bonus stuff first?
We'll cut it after this moment, and then we can do the part 2 with all the bonus stuff.
Okay, hold on.
So get all the story out of the way, and then we'll do the bonus stuff later, or on the next part.
Or I just yeah, okay. So after you spend like 2 weeks and a half trying to fight Riku. Watching the same cutscenes over and over.
Broke 3 controllers.
You broke controllers. You know, you're 9-year-old. And you're fucking pissed.
Can't play a second game, then you.
Yeah. You fucking your Destiny Islands 50-0 score. It just racks up over and over too. But at some point, you finally get to beat Riku.
Yeah, eventually. Hopefully.
And you learn the skill of Ragnarok, which is like a very iconic move of Sora's, where he will fly up in the air and he will shoot light out of his Keyblade, and a bunch of this like little light fucking things will come out and attack. It's really cool.
Is it in Smash?
No.
No?
No, actually, I think me and a lot of other people thought that was going to be his final Smash. But it ended up being an original move from Smash. So, you know, that's a wrap. Riku drops his Keyblade.
Probably because he's exhausted.
Oh, because, well, you beat him. Well, he's probably exhausted from beating your ass for 2.5 weeks, but...
Yeah. You don't know how many fucking times I've had to come back and do this shit over again.
Yeah, after you beat him, you get that move Ragnarok, which is a very iconic thing. You should look it up once you get it. And Riku drops his Keyblade, and Sora yells out Riku. And they're like, Donald and Goofy say, Sora, look, the keyhole. And it's like acting up. And he tries to go over there and lock it. And they say that it won't work. The keyhole's not finished yet. And they're asking, what can we do? And they're like, maybe we have to wake up Kairi first. And Sora says, I think you're right. And he grabs his heart. And he's like, if we can free our heart. But he's like, well, we can if we can free our heart. But he's like, but how? And pretty much everything's going to hell. And the entire worlds are about to be taken over by darkness because the keyhole won't seal. Because Kairi's heart is not there. And Sora looks at Riku's Keyblade, and he goes, a Keyblade that unlocks people's hearts, I wonder. And Sora closes his eyes and starts walking towards Kairi and Riku's Keyblade. And Goofy says, Sora. And he picks up Riku's Keyblade, and Goofy screams out, Sora, hold on. And Donald says, no, please wait. And Sora grabs his Keyblade, or Riku's Keyblade, that unlocks people's hearts. And he does the biggest smile that you ever see him do. And he turns it around on himself, blade in first, and he stabs himself in the heart. And
because Kairi's heart's a part of him.
Yeah. And the most beautiful music you probably ever heard in your life starts to play. And a light starts to come out of his heart. And 6 more follow along with it. And all the hearts start going back. Or 6 hearts come out first, I think. And they all go into the other princesses. And you see it go into Belle. You see it go into... Alice and every one of them. And then the last one is coming out. And it falls right into Kairi. And for the first time, you see Kairi wake up. And Sora is like smiling. And his eyes are like slowly starting to fade a little bit. But he's happy knowing that Kairi is finally going to be awake. And Donald and Goofy are running to Sora as fast as they can. And they scream, Sora! Sora! And Kairi her eyes are open, but she's starting to sit up. And as she sits up, she sees Sora falling over. Like
They trade.
Yeah,
She gets up, he goes down.
Yeah, he's starting to fall, and she screams, "Sora!" And she goes to grab him, and as soon as she went to grab him, his body went to her hand, and then his entire body fades into light particles, and it starts to fly away into the sky. And Donald is screaming up, "Sora, Sora, please come back, Sora, come back, Sora." And I think we should end it there.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, leave them that kind of cliffhanger.
Yeah. Remember when I told you most of the games, most of the games don't like have like the same character leading?
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
So he's actually on?
We have to wait and find out until next episode, but yeah, most like for example, like I'll tell you this, when you like beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, you're definitely not Sora. Yeah.
I'm still proud because I'm looking at the back of this art and I'm like, no, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. No.
I mean, there are a lot of like prequels and stuff, and time shit happens, whatnot. Like you think something's happening this time, and then that be happening this time. So, but yeah,
wow,
yeah. So,
that's actually kind of putting me. Yeah, I'm lost. I mean, I know what happened. I'm not like lost, but
yeah.
Wow. Huh. I don't want to wait though. I don't want to.
We can keep going if you want.
No, we need to go ahead and take a breather real quick.
Okay.
Because we still got. What else do we have? Is that the end of the story though, or is there still like more after it? Or
oh no, we still have a good bit left.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot.
Okay.
And we got the bonus stuff too. We don't have like a lot of story. We have a good amount of bonus stuff. And I think just the same amount of bonus stuff is the same amount of story we're going to have left.
Okay.
So.
Well, if you don't care, I'm just going to stretch my legs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then we can come back and finish it up.
All right. Putting this on pause. See you guys either next time or in a few minutes.
Boop, boop. Depending.
Boop, boop. Hello, we're back. I don't know if this is another part of the podcast or not, or if this is in the same one.
Yeah. I don't know.
But we are back on the Gamecast episode, and at this point, after Sora sacrificed himself, you see him falling into the darkness, and he's saying, "What's happening to me?" Falling into the darkness. That's what you see. And then Donald, Goofy, and Kairi all just standing up there with the arms open, looking up. And Kairi says, "Sora, are you really?" And then she gets like really upset and about to cry. And she goes, "No, he can't be. I won't let him go." And they look around, and out comes a portal. And you hear that voice that was mixed in with Riku, but there's no Riku no more. Ooh. It's just that voice. And it says, "So you have awakened at last, princess. The keyhole is now complete. You have served your purpose." And now you see the actual Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. He has a trench coat on with white gloves, long silver hair, and yellow eyes. And I'll show you a picture of him right there. Oh. That's the actual Ansem, Seeker of Darkness.
Huh.
This is the guy that's been behind the scenes the whole time, finally showing his face. He says, "But now it's over." And Donald says, "Don't make another move." And he's like, "Do you really think..." Goofy says, "Do you really think we can stop him by himself?" He's like whispering behind his shield.
Do you really think we can do this?
Yeah. He has his shield up and he's like whispering to Donald. And Donald goes, "I don't know."
I didn't get this part.
Yeah. And then Ansem starts to shake, and he's like, impossible. And then you see Riku pop out of Ansem, just like a light.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not actually there physically, but you can see the light version of him there. And Riku says, no, I won't let you use me for this. And he starts to like put his hands out like this, like stopping Ansem. And Kaori's like, Riku. And then Riku says, you got to run, the Heartless are coming. And you can kind of see right now, like what I mean with Riku. He's like, he's kind of there, but he's not actually there.
Yeah.
And then Heartless start coming around. And Kaori holds her heart. And she nods at Riku, and they start running. And they run away. And they're like, what about the Kiho? And he's like, well, let's just get out of here. And all the Heartless start going away. And then they start running away. All the Heartless are kind of going away. And it starts to fade down on one Heartless by itself. And this little tiny Heartless is like in front of the door. And it jumps down. And you can kind of see it's kind of following this little one.
Yeah.
And then you end up taking control of this Heartless.
Huh.
So, do you remember what a Heartless is?
Yeah. Is it Sora?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Possibly. Yeah, Heartless. Yeah, after someone loses their heart,
they become a Heartless.
Yes. So you control this piece of Heartless. And then you're traveling throughout Hallow Bastian. And you're pretty much just trying to make your way back into the entrance of Hallow Bastian, of like where Sora, Donald, and Goofy are trying to go. I mean, Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Sorry, Kairi, Donald, and Goofy. That's weird to say.
That came out like vinegar, didn't it?
Yeah, I know. And then Goofy's like, Kairi, hurry! And Kairi says, I can't leave them behind. And Donald says, we can't stay here. And Goofy's like, the Heartless are after us. And they get ready to fight, and because they see another Heartless come, the one that you're taking control of, and Donald goes, I'll take care of him. And you come down there, and Donald, instead of like using ultra magic fucking power or whatever, he gets his staff and he just hits him on the head. He's like, will you get out of here, will you? He's like,
I forget that he's a mage.
Yeah. He's like, will you get out of here, will you? Get lost. And Kairi looks at him in like confusion, and she goes, Sora? And she's just kind of still like trying to figure out what's going on. She goes, is that you? And then a bunch of other Heartless come, like all surrounding them. And Kairi puts her hand around that Heartless, like behind him, like that Heartless gets behind him. And she goes, this time I'll protect you. And then all the Heartless start to come, and she grabs Sora. Sorry. Wait, obviously it is Sora.
Yeah.
But she grabs the Heartless that was Sora, and she screams out his name. She goes, Sora! And as she does that, all the Heartless jump on top and attack.
Oh, shit.
But light starts to start in the center of the attack of the Heartless, and it fades out it pretty much attacks all the Heartless that are around them, and there's nothing left around them except Kairi and Sora. And Sora's back in his human form, and he's holding Kairi. So he says, Kairi. And he says, thank you. And Kairi says, Sora. And then Donald and Goofy are jumping up and down. They're like, Sora, Sora. And then more Heartless come, and the Beast comes in and takes out all the Heartless. And he tells them, go now. And Sora says, come with us. He's like, I told you before, I'm not leaving without Belle. He's like, now go, the Heartless are coming. And he goes, all right, let's get out of here. And they start to run away. And before we get to this next part, let me just go and tell you, like, yeah, Sora sacrificed him, turned to Heartless, now he's back, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not that simple. There were games, like multiple games, like cause and effect of that moment.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It fucked up a lot of shit.
So Sora turning into a Heartless and then coming back fucked everything up.
It will. Yeah, you'll see.
So it's a big event. It didn't treat it as a one.
Yeah, you don't know now. I'll go and tell you. I don't care. You don't know now, but yeah, that moment
is huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you look back on it more and more, it's like, God dang, like, yeah. But at this point, you're back at Traverse Town.
I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I'm not bored. I'm just.
Oh yeah.
just
You're
keep
good.
wanting to yawn.
I'm doing it too. Yeah, you're back at Traverse Town, and at this point, you're talking to Leon, who is Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, and because you ran away, you drove back to Traverse Town, and he's Squall's asking, "Tell me what happened," and then it's kind of like, "Hey, Sora's telling him what happened," you know. It's just showing different scenes, and Squall goes, Leon in this game.
Yeah.
Leon goes, "So the darkness is flowing out that keyhole." And like, no wonder there are more and more Heartless everywhere. The only way we can stop them is seal the keyhole, right? And Sora pours out his keyblade. He says, "Maybe, but no one knows what will happen once it's sealed. We can't just." And Sora says, "We can't just stay here. We have to do something. I have a friend to get. I've got a friend back there." And Squall's like, "That's right. You have one more friend to worry about. Riku's Keyblade must have been born of the captive Princess of Hearts. Just like that. Just like that keyhole that you saw. Oh, just like that keyhole that you saw. And, of course, without Kaori's heart, it remains incomplete. And once the keyhole has been destroyed, the Princess of Heart should have been freed." And he tells him, "Don't worry, Sora. If anyone can save your friend, you can." And he's just like, "Yep." And at this point is where all the bonus stuff is going to happen. So
all the story stuff is done for this game, or not yet?
No, not the ending of the game is next after the bonus stuff. This is where I'm getting all the bonus stuff. And to be honest, I did a lot of like screenshots of bonus stuff. But I'm just going to fly through this shit because like
it's all the Dalmatians and stuff, right?
Basically, and there's like one other world that you can go to that's a Disney world, and it's optional. And I did a lot of, I think I did a whole lot of like stuff there in my phone. Yeah. And at some point, I just like, fuck this, I'm not gonna talk about all this, even while I was doing it. So yeah, I'm just gonna like speed through this shit. So you have torn pages, you have Dalmatians, you have secret bosses, and then
you have the trophies in Greece, don't you? The arena.
So, yeah. You have to do all that, and all the Olympus Coliseum fights, and then you have the optional world. And at this point, it's showing you. It's like you go to each Trinity world, and I told you at the very beginning that you can travel back into like Disney worlds, and the people are a lot stronger. All the Heartless are stronger. This is that point. So you have all the abilities to get anything you want in those worlds that you couldn't get before.
But all the Heartless are strong.
Yeah, so that's how it is. So you're going around, you're opening up all the chests, you're getting all the Trinity marks by... the white one, by the way, is like all three of you get together, and I think you put your weapons together, and it makes something. Oh. And that's how you get stuff. But yeah, you get all the Dalmatians. Yeah, I did a lot of fucking screenshots.
So what happens if you collect all the Dalmatians?
Yeah, I'll get that, because I got that in here. But first, I'm going to take you to this world that's optional. Like I said, I'm going to go through it. It's a book. All those torn pages you've been collecting throughout the worlds, it's for this world. So this world is locked until you get all the torn pages, and you can add more into it. And it's a book. It's completely empty. It has nothing on it. When you open it, it has like a tree, forest, and stuff, but obviously there's torn pages out of it. So you start to enter, and it asks you if you want to enter the empty meadow, and you do. And you go in there, and you see Winnie the Pooh. And he's like, go ahead.
Is that owned by Disney?
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's like, think. And Sora's like, hi there, what's wrong? And he's like, nothing, just thinking. And he's like, oh, well, I was just thinking how to say goodbye to Pooh. And that's what Pooh's saying. And Sora's like, Pooh? And Pooh's like, yes. He goes, wait a second, you're Pooh? And he's like, yes, I'm Winnie the Pooh. Pooh for short. Who are you? He goes, I'm Sora. He goes, oh, hello, Sora. have you come to say goodbye to Pooh too? And he's like, well, why would I do that? We just met. And he's like, because everyone's gone away. And he's like, and so I was like, what do you mean? Well, we've lived here 100 Acre Woods, and we all do walks together and play pool sticks together. And every day we all go out and I eat some honey. And just the smallest micro would taste really good right now, but everyone's gone. And he's like, all my friends and my favorite honey tree too. Everyone must have gone away while I was napping, I think. And he's like, so who knows? Maybe I shall end up going away too somewhere as well. And he jumps off. He was on a log when he said that. He jumps off the log, but he's like, but I wonder, how do I say goodbye to myself? He's like, think. And he starts hitting his head again. So he's like, oh, my tummy is rather rumbly. And then it says 100 Acre Woods, which is obviously the world, Winnie the Pooh world. And then, and this world is no Heartless at all in any of this.
Wow.
It's all mini games, and for those mini games, you get bonus stuff. Cool. For doing it. So, yeah. The first world, you go to the Pooh's house. And Pooh's like trying to get some honey, and he couldn't get any honey from it. And you're just like, oh, okay. And you walk out, and then you see the owl. And then the owl's telling you that the pages are missing, whatnot, and he kind of informs you, like, because you're supposed to do this way earlier, but we got all the pages first, and then we came here. So you leave there, and then the first page is you go into this tree. It's like a big old honey tree, and you see Piglet. He's really scared, and you have to sneak up on Piglet because when he sees you, he starts to run away because he's looking for Pooh, and he's like, oh, who's this? And he runs away. So you have to sneak on Piglet, and then when you sneak behind him, you can actually talk to him. It's like, hey, I'm not actually going to kill you. And you actually turn into bacon and kill him. But, yeah. So, once you do that, you start to talk to him about, hey, I know Pooh too. And he gets your trust. And at that honey tree, they're like, oh, hey, I have a balloon, or Piglets, I have a balloon here for you to get you some honey. Because he can fly up in the balloon and get in the honey tree, because there's a bunch of holes in the honey tree for him to get things in. And so what it is, the mini game is that Pooh will fly up, and you have to follow Pooh up and attack any bees that try to get to him, and just protect Pooh while he gets the honey. But you'd be jumping on different branches of the trees and whatnot. So that would be the first mini game. And once you do that, he's able to go inside of there, and he gets the honey, and he's really happy. First one. That is like so many screenshots I just went through.
Really?
Yes, I'm flying through this shit. Because it's really not that important. It's an optional world, and it's all bonus games, and as long as you get the point. I'm not going to sit here and read like word from word on it. And so on the next page you go into like a garden, and one of them is like a pumpkin patch, and one of them is like carrots, I think. And it turns out it's like a Rabbit's house. Oh. And he has that little hole like Rabbit's house, and you know. But they're like, oh, Rabbit isn't home, you know, whatnot. And then because they're calling out for Rabbit, he's not there. And then you walk in to Rabbit's house, and then he actually is there. He's just avoiding Pooh, and because you know Pooh's annoying. And then Rabbit gets super like upset and depressed because Pooh found him. He's like, Lily, like I'll show you this picture. Damn it! Like he's legit like fucking so sad.
Like tired of his shit.
Yeah, he's like, oh man. So yeah, once he finds him, pretty much at some point First you see honey inside Rabbit's house, and he can take it down and steal his honey and give it to Pooh, and Rabbit gets more upset and sad about that. But yeah, once you're there, Pooh gets stuck in that little hole. I don't know if you ever remember that episode. I remember that as a kid. Pooh got stuck in Rabbit's house and whatnot. Anyway, you gotta
very, very vague. Yes.
Yeah, you gotta push him out of that. So you push him out, and once you push him out, I think it's before or after, whatever. Tigger ends up showing up, and he jumps on you. He's like, "Hello, I'm Tigger," and Tigger likes to jump around and bounce, as we know, but he likes to also bounce around and jump on Rabbit's garden, and that's the next mini game. Is like you have to follow Tigger or keep up because Tigger says how he's so fast at jumping. So you have to keep up with Tigger and protect the guardian. So when he goes to bounce, you gotta throw him back up and make sure he doesn't hit any of the plants.
Oh, cool.
So that's the next one. And I will say, some of these mini games are hit and miss, but it'd be all right. And that is the second page. Yeah, I'm going through these like a motherfucker. Okay.
It's alright. It's just bonus stuff.
What?
It's bonus.
Yeah, it's all
so
bonus
okay.
stuff. Like everything I'm saying, like I'm not missing out or leaving out anything important. Let's see. Oh yeah, once Pooh gets thrown out of the hole, he gets he smashes off Rabbit's like pots and pans and everything he has.
Making him even more depressed.
Yeah, it makes him even more depressed. And the last thing of honey he has gets stuck on Pooh's head. And he's like, I can't see, but there's a lot of honey in here. So
might as well keep busy.
yeah. And then on the next page, you see someone floating down a river. And down that river is Igor. And I'm actually going to read this from word for word because he goes, Pooh's like, why, hello there, Igor. If it isn't you. And Igor's like, hello, Pooh. Yes, it's me. Could you pull me out? That is, if it's too much trouble. Of course you don't want to. Or of course you don't have to if you don't want to. Or he's pretty much saying that, yeah, actually I didn't save all that. But he's pretty much saying like, hey, we can pull me out, but I know if that's a lot of work, you don't need to. And of course, if it's too much trouble, you don't have to. You know?
Just don't worry about me.
Yeah.
Let me drown.
And then you actually have to go in there and pull out Igor. And then when you pull out Igor, Igor goes, thank you, Pooh. And thank you, other you. So, whatever. Pooh didn't do anything. But
Badass. Making me do dirty work.
Yeah, but he starts to realize he has something missing. And then he's like looking around and he finds out it's his tail that's missing. And so the way they find a tail is in the next minigame. You get on top of a hill, there's a tree and there's a swing set. And you have to push Pooh on the swing set. And this one's actually kind of fun because you can make Pooh fucking fly. You're supposed to get him at a right mark or whatnot and supposed to make him drop somewhere close to you. But yeah, you can make him fucking...
let him go.
Yeah, you can do home runs with him. But if you get him in the right spot, he crashes on, like, I think Rabbit's little treehouse he bit.
Shit.
Or something.
Far.
Yeah. But inside that was the tail of Igor, so they found it. And they get really happy about that.
What was the rabbit doing with his tail? Why was it in his house?
That is a very good question. And I haven't been telling you what you get on each thing of completing, but I know on this one you get, instead of getting stop, you get stopera, so it's an upgraded version of stop.
Cool.
So, yeah, you get little upgrades and stuff for each one. Next one you go to, you see Tigger, and you see that little Tigger's name. I forgot his fucking name, but you're in a tree, and at this, or you're in the woods, but you're on top of like trees that are cut down, and this little area, there's a lot of like little hidden things in this area. I thought it was pretty cool. I didn't know about it when I first played it. I just did it and left, but doing 100% completion, I was like, damn, this place is loaded up with hidden stuff. But
is there a platinum trophy for this game?
Yeah, and it is somewhat hard, not very hard.
Okay.
The way I did it, because there's a platinum trophy for like a speed run if you do it like under 15 hours, I think, and a speed run for if you don't change your keyblade or any accessories and whatnot.
Wow.
Which I did both of those at the same run, and that shit sucked.
Man, I'm about to say, I bet you had fun.
Yeah, that wasn't too fun. But yeah, so on this one you are trying to break this this big ass pot thing. I don't know what it is. It's like, but if you break the pot, then Roo and Tigger get really happy about it, and you get something for it.
Cool.
Come at me. And then that's all of them except for the last page. And then on this last page, you get Pooh there, and everyone is like stuck. I think everyone's stuck inside this little like treehouse thing. Oh no, nobody's in it, and you have to follow everyone in there, I think. And one by one, you have to get them all in there. And once you get them all in there, you complete the game. There is actually a moment here where Pooh gets like, I think butterflies or something. They're really beautiful, honestly. Actually, I can show you a picture. Like I kind of zoomed in on it. You can barely tell. I should have got closer to it, but
Wow.
yeah, it's really cute. But yeah, that's cool. And once you get them all in there, they're like, that was fun. We should all do it again sometime. And that's the end of like all the torn pages. And you're back at that treehouse on top of the hill. It's night time, and they're like, "I'm so glad we're all together here again." And they're all sitting there, and it's like, Piglet says, "I didn't know what to do when I was alone." And he goes, "Oh, Piglet." Or Tigger says, "Oh, Piglet, you gotta be brave." And he's like, "You weren't lonely at all?" He's like, "Lonely? Are you kidding? I'm a Tigger." And Tiggers are the most wonderful thing about Tiggers is that the most wonderful things about Tiggers is that I'm the only one. But I do have to admit, friends are awfully fun too. And Pooh's like, think, you know, doing like we did at the beginning. And he's like, hey, and Sora says, "Hey Pooh, what are you thinking about?" And he's like, hey, I'm just thinking about what to think about. Whatever. And Sora's like, "Well, I'm off." And Pooh's like, "Well, where are you going?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go look for my friends. They're waiting for me." And yeah, because Riku's still fucking trapped inside Ansem at this point.
Yeah. He's fuck him. Pooh!
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna look for my friends. They're waiting for me." But yeah, he's like, bounce on him back again. And Tigger's telling him that. He's like, and Pooh's like, "I hope you find your friends." And everyone's tearing you by. And they all get on top of the hill as you walk down it, and they're all just kind of like waving at you. And Sora just kind of does a as he walks away, a completion, you know. And then yeah, they're all waving at him, and Pooh says, "Sora, don't forget, we shall always be here." And then he exits the book. He's like, "You can visit us anytime you want, that is." And then Shooting Star comes. And after that, the scene you see kind of fades out, and it fades into like the book that you saw. And then the book closes when it showed nothing on it, and now it has a picture on it, and it says Winnie the Pooh, and it has Tigger jumping, and it has Piglet and Winnie the Pooh holding hands, and Sora holding hands with Pooh.
Cool.
So that's like the book now. When it was nothing on it before. So
that's awesome.
yes, sir. And then it gets locked. And it makes a little keyhole sound like you locked the thing, even though you didn't actually lock the thing. Oh yeah, also at some point you do get Bambi as a summon too, and Mushu. I should probably just throw that out.
I remember Mushu. I think you did, but Bambi I don't remember.
I know Bambi you can fly on, and you can shoot like water at people, and Mushu you can just like fucking fireballs, just
fuck them up.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And if you get all the things, all the summons, then you can get a new staff for Donald. It's called Lord of Fortune. It's a really powerful staff, magic-wise. Pretty cool. But I'm gonna take you through the Coliseum cups, whatnot. These are ones that are pretty cool. The Pegasus cup is a lot. I think it's like 10 of them or something. Well, it's not a lot. I mean, it's like 10 of them or something. Anyway, you fight Leon and Yuffie from like Final Fantasy 7.
Wow.
And Final Fantasy 8. Yeah, both of them at the same time. And Squall actually has like his gun blade turns into like this long glowing like silver blade, which I can just show you that one too. It's pretty fucking dope. But yeah. And Yuffie, she's just being Yuffie. And then the next one, the cup after that, you fight Cloud 1-on-1, and you actually get to finish this fight this time.
Oh, so, yeah, you couldn't last time.
Yeah, the three-headed dog interrupted it.
Yep.
So,
is he a pain in the ass?
Not too bad. Once you, he's all right. Yeah, you would think he'd be a bit harder, but it's okay. But once you beat him, you get a Keyblade called the Metal Chocobo, which is kind of like a Squall Keyblade, but it's a I'm not Squall, like a Cloud Keyblade, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Like a Cloudbuster?
Yeah, kind of. And it's all metal too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Ooh.
And then you get to the Hercules Cup, and at the very end, you get to fight Hercules finally.
Ooh.
Yeah, so when you fight Hercules, Hercules is kind of lame, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, because he's like glowing golden with like guard whatever, and you got to get these barrels, and you have to hit him to make him stop glowing, and then you attack him. Mm-hmm. Pretty lame. But after you beat that, you get like a little cutscene of him getting trophies and stuff. And you get Herc's shield too. So Goofy has Herc's shield now.
Ah.
So you can actually use that. And after that one is actually a cutscene. And Hercules goes, wow, I didn't even hold back. And he's like, now you guys, now I finally get what you guys mean about strength of the heart. And mine comes from Donald Goofy. Or that's what Sora said to them, to Phil and Hercules. And and Sora, since Sora says like strength of the heart, mine comes from Donald Goofy, and Phil's like, come again, because he's all about like real strength. And Sora's like, if we stick together, we're unbeatable. Not even Hercules stands a chance. With these guys beside me, I'm ready for anything. But Phil's like, but that's not exactly what I. And then Hercules picks up Phil, and he's like, of course your friends give you strength. Isn't that right, Phil? And he's like, the three of you together make great heroes. And he's like, as a team, I'm sure you can overcome anything. And as a team, after they said that, they shake hands, like Hercules and Sora. And at that point, the little keyhole thing comes in shape, saying like, you kind of beat the world, kind of. But I guess you kind of didn't. You also get a Keyblade, by the way, called an Olympia. It's like a little Olympus Keyblade. It's pretty cool.
I want you to know that Donald and Goofy are still blindly following this man.
Yeah.
Looking for their king.
Yep.
Still.
Yep.
Like he's going back to previous worlds.
Yeah.
They've already been to. After Donald told him, quit fucking up world. He's like, oh, we're going to go back.
Yeah.
Keep fucking with it.
Yeah.
And then move forward.
Yeah, to even make that even better, you got Yellow Trinity now, too.
Yeah.
So you can actually move that rock that Phil told you to move at the very beginning when you went to the level.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, hey, move the rock. And he's like, this is too heavy. And he's like, too heavy. And he's like, oh, who are you? Yeah. So that, you can actually move that rock. And behind that actual rock is the keyhole. So now you can close the keyhole to this world shut now. So
when you close the keyhole, does all the Heartless stop as well?
I think canon-wise, yes, but not actually.
Not gameplay-wise?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, because then you would just be running around the world.
Yeah, doing nothing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, so you can steal the keyhole to that. But there is more cups now. And the Hades Cup is the one that is, like, takes forever, because it's 99 battles, like, back-to-back. And, yeah. So you find, like, Leon and Yuffie and all those other people. You find everybody again, but in, like, a 99 streak. But at number 10, you get to fight Hades. So,
oh,
yeah. Well, I think it was the Hades Cup. I think I said Hercules Cup. Hades Cup. And when you get to Hades, he goes, yo, hey, how you doing? Everybody, yeah. Got a minute? Hades, Lord of the Dead here. Nice to meet you. Hey, guess what? I've got a place for you down under. And he starts, like, making fire. And then, yeah, you fight him. He's pretty cool.
Is he hard, or is he...
No, I beat him first try, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I think...
Not to flex, but
yeah,
still.
but... I'm not trying to flex, yeah. But, like, yeah, I remember I was, like, about to shit myself because I made it so far, and I was like, I cannot fucking lose here. Yeah.
Then beats him first try.
I will say, though, like, I had some close calls, But I did beat him. His main thing he does is, like, a fire thing, and he just spin, and I found out you can just, like, roll into the fire and then come out the other side undamaged. So after I figured that out, it was pretty easy. But yeah, he's a fun fight though, that's for sure. He's definitely fun to fight. Yeah, but after you beat him, he gets thrown into that little cage that was in there before, and he's like, "Oh hey kid, what are you doing?" He's like, "Stop! Hey guys, get away from me! Come on now! Come on!" And he keeps saying that, and then the gate closes pretty much where I guess Cerberus was too. Mm-hmm. So it's like whoever was back there, all the people he's been taking advantage of, have now got him now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so that's kind of I guess where that opens up to. But that was number 10 of the Hades Cup. The final one, number 1, is the Rock Titan. You fight the Rock Titan, and as cool as that fucking sounds, it is like the lamest fucking boss battle.
Really?
It's so easy to be the final boss at this fucking long ass thing. Especially like the one before this, you find Heartless after Heartless, and not just like easy ones, like hard ass Heartless, and it feels like it never stops. And once you beat it, it's like, holy shit, I got one more left. And you fight the Rock Titan, like, oh damn. And then, dude,
it's so over. Yeah,
it's so easy, dude. You just attack his fucking legs, and he barely does anything to attack you back. And then you can jump on his head and attack his head too. Yeah, lame ass boss battle.
That sucks.
But yeah, that's the Rock Titan for you. And there was another one called like the Silver. People are gonna hit me. There's another one. I forgot what it's called, but it's like there's like 2 secret things I know for sure in the Hades Cup. Both of them are question marks.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's like Silver something Cup. I don't know, but it is the Ice Titan. So
is he any easier or harder?
He's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot harder. I would say even if you know how to beat him, it takes like 10 to 15 minutes to beat him.
Damn.
Yeah, because you have to strategize and whatnot. Because the main way to give him damage is he'll throw ice spikes at you, and you gotta dodge them, or you will block them at a certain time. And when you block them, the ice spikes will fly back at him.
So it's like
and damage
parrying.
him.
It's
Yeah.
like parrying.
Yeah, so you gotta parry him at right times. But he'll be like, he'll freeze you in one spot, and he'll shoot ice at you. He'll make these like ice balls just fall down at you. Just a lot of different ways to have ice attacks. And he will fuck you up if you don't know how to do it. I remember, actually, fun story, I had a Game Shark at one point. I could hype the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never made it to the Hades Cup because I thought that was like way too much.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it at the time as a kid. But I had a Game Shark, and I unlocked the secret areas of the Hades, of the Olympia, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got to this guy. And even with the Game Shark, when I couldn't die or anything, I could not beat him because I couldn't figure out how.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know about the parries and stuff, but I could not beat him. And yeah, it's pretty sad when you can't die in a game. You still can't
figure it out.
Yeah. So dumb old me as a kid. But when you beat him, he pretty much shrinks into this little tiny size. And Sora goes to stomp on him, and he misses, and then he runs away into that same spot where Hades was before. And you're like, yeah! And then you get this new Keyblade called Diamond Dust, and Diamond Dust is actually super fucking sick. It's like a ice-looking Keyblade, and it's very powerful in magic. I think if I remember correctly. And man, oh man, this last secret boss, whatever you have right here, or not secret boss, but secret Hades Cup, or not Hades Cup, Olympias Coliseum battle.
Yeah.
The dude skip the cutscene right here, so I don't remember what the cutscene exactly is, but I do remember when you first walk in there, the arena is so much smaller than what it normally is. So yeah, it's an immediate change. The arena is just extremely small. And then there's like symbols, like godly like symbols coming from the ground. And a light beams down from the ground. And when the light beam comes down from the ground, all you see is like feathers like going all over the place. And someone slowly starts to stand up, and you see like a wing flap out.
Ooh.
Yep. And then you see long silver hair and a very long sword. And it's Sephiroth.
Oh.
So
shit.
you gotta fight Sephiroth. And man, let me tell you, he is not easy. He is very hard. He is a very hard boss. So, yeah, this was the platinum match. Not easy. He will do pillars of fire coming at you. And keep the mention, the arena is a lot smaller, and he has this long ass sword. So,
God.
Yeah.
So he can reach you from anywhere.
He can actually do this move, I forgot what it's called, but he can fly up in the air, and he can make all of your magic and all your health gone all at once and leave you at 1 HP.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So you have no magic to heal with, and you have no health at all. And so unless you have like an elixir or some kind of potion you can get, then you can't do it. And anytime you use a potion, it has like a 3-second delay, because when you throw it up, it has to like hit on you first. Cures it can do automatically, but when you use a potion, it takes a second delay. So like, yeah. And then he does like meteors all over coming from the sky, flying down. They hit the ground, and then when they hit the ground, they will spin too in the arena. And yeah, does a lot of damage. And let's see, that's like most of it. You can beat him. And
I like that. You can.
Yeah, you can beat him.
You won't, but you can.
What's really funny is like it took me forever to beat Sephiroth, and when I did beat him, I felt so accomplished. Like I didn't look up videos and stuff. I was just like, I fucking did it, right? And then when I got my PS3 and I got the game again, I got it to like level 99. I got the ultimate Keyblade and stuff, and I got my buddy Jordan to come over here, and I was like, all right, man, we're gonna fight Sephiroth. Like I haven't fought him since like years ago. But I was like, I'm level 99. I got the ultimate Keyblade. Let's do this. Why not? and I went to go fight him, and I beat him like first try, like without trying, and I was like realizing,
Wow.
oh wow, I can be totally over leveled. Like he got the best weapon in the game.
Yeah, I remember you
fully
telling
powered.
me in Destiny Island you can just farm
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, so like I didn't go fight Sephiroth until I was like as most powerful as I can be, and I was like, oh, that was a bad choice to do because he was wasn't even challenged after that. But said just fight him when it went at normal level like you're supposed to. But once you beat him, he will fly up in air and like have light kind of come out of his chest and descend, and he would disappear. And then you get a One-Wing Angel, which is kind of like a Sephiroth Keyblade. I don't know if it's a good description. It's not long at all. Well, it's kind of long, but yeah, it's a cool Keyblade though.
Sounds like it.
Oh yeah, and you get like 2 different ransom reports for beating him.
Two different what?
You get 2 different ransom reports for beating him.
Oh.
But it cuts off to another scene. Open area again, and it's nothing but Cloud. He's walking in the middle of the arena, and when it has Cloud walking in the middle of the arena, you see a Sephiroth, like little feather fall down.
Oh, cool.
And then Sephiroth shows up. And this is like nothing to do with like Sora or anything. This is just a fucking moment just for Sephiroth and Cloud. They face off with each other, and Cloud says, "I've been waiting for you." And Sephiroth says, "So have I." He's like, and Cloud says, "As long as you exist, I'll never awake from this nightmare. You are my darkness, Sephiroth. I'm a part of you, am I? Then join me in eternal nightmare, untarnished by the light." And Cloud puts up his Cloud Buster. Is that what it's called?
I believe so, yeah.
Or something Buster.
It's a big ass sword.
Yeah, he puts up his big ass sword, and then Sephiroth gets his little. He doesn't pull it out, but he grabs onto his long ass sword, and they get ready. They have like little lightning. Like Cloud has like red lightning, and Sephiroth has like blue lightning, and they're kind of like about to face off, And it kind of fades out as if, what if, whatever. But no, it actually shows them fighting, and it's super fucking dope.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of short though, but damn, dude, they're like flying over the place. They're like, yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah, we'll look it up after this because the screenshots don't even, like I can show you the screenshots. They're going so fast that like
Oh god,
you can't even tell what's
see
going on.
shit.
Yeah, but yeah, they're like they start flying up in the air and shit. It's pretty fucking dope. But the fact that it doesn't finish off. They're about to come at each other, and then it's like, see what happens, later on. And then we get to the final, the little secret bosses. One secret boss is in Peter Pan at the clock tower. Once you get to the clock tower, there's like, it's called the Phantom something, whatever. But it's a Phantom guy. It's a white cloak, and he has different color orbs under his cloak. And I can kind of show you right there too. Depending on the color orb it is, depends on what kind of magic you have. So if it's yellow, you use thunder. If it's blue, you use blizzard, red, fire, so on and so on. But the clock is ticking down, and you have a timer on the Big Ben.
Yeah.
And if Big Ben finishes the time, you die no matter what.
Oh,
so
shit.
you have to go to Big Ben, use stop to stop time, and then go fight him with whatever magic you have to use on him. So it's a lot. It's a big magic thing going back and forth.
Okay, that's cool.
And yeah, I thought this was really hard, but once I figured out what you have to do, it's not too bad. So yeah, you just kind of rinse repeat on that, and then you beat him on that, and then I put it on Agrabah. I told you I was like, hey, we'll come back to this later.
Yeah.
Agrabah, there is a boss there. It is Kurt Ziza. And Kurt Ziza is like in the middle of the desert. Like the carpet would come tell you, and they're like, hey, come to the desert.
Yeah.
And you go to the desert. Kurt Ziza is actually a name from an auction. They're like, hey, you can be in this game for like some kind of prize, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was like a lottery thing or whatever. But this guy actually did win, and that was his name, Kurt Ziza. So, yeah, I'd like to know where he is at today.
True.
But, let's see. Yeah, you fight him. He's in the desert. I can't remember how you fight him, but I remember it's also like magic based and stuff. Kind of. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But
it's getting late. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to end this too. Let me see where we are right now. Yeah, okay. And after that, there's only one more secret boss, but I can't get to him yet. And that's all the secret bosses, and that's all the bonus stuff. After that is all end of the game.
What about
from here?
The Dalmatians?
Huh? Oh yeah, Dalmatians. Did I put them?
I don't remember.
Shit. Let me see.
I mean, if you want to just like brush by it, we can. I was just wondering.
Oh yeah, there it is. Let's see. Let me get to this. Okay, I'll just skip it whenever we get to it later on.
Okay.
When you get the Dalmatian, it is they kind of just like look at each other, and when you go in the house before, you can go different rooms of the house of the Dalmatian, and there'll be nothing there. And the more and more you get, the more and more you see.
Yeah.
And then the whole house is full of Dalmatians at some point.
Oh, cool.
And they like kind of look at you, or they kind of give you little presents each time too. Each time you do it. But eventually, all the Dalmatians come up to you and they start barking at you and licking at you or licking you and stuff. And they're like, obviously, they're very happy with them being here. And then you see the father and the mother look at each other and they're extremely happy. And the house is now like extremely full of Dalmatians. So,
okay.
bam, bam. And until the end of the game, that's pretty much it. I can do a little bit more to end it on the spot, or you may end it now.
What, the bonus stuff?
Yeah, well, that's all the bonus stuff. I was just gonna get us out of Traverse Town and get us to the last part.
That'll work, yeah.
Okay. So we're in Traverse Town, obviously, and he's like telling, he's like, hey, Sora's telling him like, hey, I need to get back to Hallow Bastian, and Sid's like, I don't know if I can let you do that, kid. They're gonna eat you. They're gonna eat you alive in your ship. And he's like, well, I got a new gummy. It's been hidden somewhere, and I'll tell you where it's at. And he tells you where it's at, and he says he put it there like 9 years ago. But he's like, I stored it in case I ever needed it, and I didn't. He's like, I never thought a kid would be the one to use it. It's actually in the place where you saw Squall and Aerith. Remember I told you I played the game for like 4 years, or for like not 4 years, but I played the game for like years, and I couldn't beat it because I couldn't find this room. Yeah, it's in that room.
Ah.
Yeah, well, this isn't the time, but it's in that same room still. But anyway, you go in that room, and Kairi's in there. And when you see Kairi, she's looking down at this like mural, and she's like, "What a mysterious mural." And you go to it, and it's like a sun. And when you walk up to it, the sun turns into a moon, and something pops out of it. And it says, it's a gummy. It's the one you're looking for.
Cool.
And you go back to talk to Kairi, and she's like, I can't talk. You go back to talk to Kairi, and she's like, let's go join the others. And Sora's like, we should rest up. And Kairi's, this goes into a cutscene. Kairi's like, a light at the end of the tunnel. And Sora's like, oh, your grandma's story, right? And she goes, that's right. We were there together. And Sora goes, you know what's funny? I looked everywhere for you, but you were with me all along. And this is like the first time they actually got to talk together. But he's like, yeah, you were with me all along. Finally, we're together, Kairi. Now let's go. Now it's time to get Riku back. And Kairi says, you ever think it would be the same between us again? Riku's lost his, and she didn't stop. Oh, she didn't finish. And she goes, and Sora says, when I turned to the Heartless, you saved me. Remember? And it shows Sora like falling into the darkness, like falling and falling. And he's like, I was lost in the darkness. I couldn't find my way out. I stumbled through the dark, and I started forgetting things, my friends, who I was. The darkness almost swallowed me. And I heard your voice. Your voice is what brought me back. I didn't want to just forget about you, Sora. I couldn't. And he says, that's it. Our hearts are connected. And the light that's in our hearts broke through the darkness, and I saw the light. I think that's what saved me. No matter how deep the darkness, a light always shines within. I guess it's more than just a fairy tale. And he looks back at her. She said, well, let's go. And Sora says, you can't go. And she's like, why not? Because it's too dangerous. And she's like, come on, Sora. We made it this far by sticking together. And she's like, you can't go alone. And Sora's like, Kairi, even if we're apart, we're not alone anymore. Right? She goes, I can't help. And Sora's like, you kind of just be in my way.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You save a bitch, have like 15 hours worth of game, and just tell her she's in your way.
Yeah, like, hey, you're in my way. Like, I just got you out of this place. Can you just fucking stay?
Yeah, stay right here.
Yeah.
Don't move.
And I've heard a lot of people hate on that, but whatever.
Oh, well.
And she's like, okay, you win. And she's like, I'm going to give you something. And she opens up his hand and gives him something. And she says, take this. And it's like a little, I'm going to show you what it is. It's like a little star-looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it's my lucky charm. Make sure you bring it back to me, okay? I can hear her voice in my head. And Sora's like, don't worry, I will. And she's like, promise? Promise.
Yeah, he's not going to bring it back to you.
Don't ever forget. Wherever you go, I'm always with you. And then you obtained Oathkeeper as a Keyblade. Very important Keyblade for later on in the game.
Oathkeeper?
Oathkeeper.
Okay. O-A-T-H
Yeah.
Keeper? Okay.
And there's another one you can grab called Oblivion, which also kind of goes in the same. Oathkeeper and Oblivion. Very
Okay.
important. Just throwing that out there. And then you see nothing but darkness, but a tiny little road just lying out in the darkness. It says, Sora, Kairi, I'm sorry. Is this the afterworld? And you see it's Riku. And he's just like you can tell he's fighting, like fading away. And he's like, I'm not ready yet. Not yet. Not until I see Sora and Kairi one last time. Damn, this kind of like goes towards the ending, and now it's getting to me too.
Ooh.
Yeah, but anyway, you do hear another voice. We actually don't hear a voice, but you know someone's talking to Riku, and you know what they're saying, but you don't actually hear the voice. And the voice says, Riku, can you hear me? I'll be there soon. And Riku says, who is that? And he says, damn, I shouldn't have said that. That voice says, I have the other Keyblade.
Oh.
So, the one that belongs to this world. But the darkness in your heart kept me away. I've been trying to get through to you. But the darkness... Oh, yeah. Let's say that. Riku says, who are you? What's happened to me? Your heart won the battle against darkness. But it's too late for your body. That's why you're here. In this place of darkness, where the hearts gathered. So what do I do? The door of darkness will open soon. But it's a door we cannot enter. It has to be closed from both sides. And to do this, you need 2 keys. And 2 hearts.
Oh.
Maybe you're here for a reason. Or maybe you're here for the same reason I am. Maybe it was fate. And Riku says, fate, huh? You seem to know everything, don't you? Then tell me, are Sora and Kairi okay? And that voice says, don't you feel the echoes in your hearts? You already know the answer. Look inside your own heart. And Riku closes his eyes and feels his heart. You can kind of tell. But Riku sees Sora running. And as Sora's running, he's like kind of smiling a little bit. And Riku opens his eyes. He goes, okay. And then it goes to Sid putting in that gummy ship for you. And you're back to Hallow Bastian. And he's asking Beast, where's Belle? And at that, we'll end it right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that where the actual game ends? Or are we just ending it there?
We're ending it there. This is the rest is going to be the end of the game.
Okay.
So, yes, sir. Whew. Let's see. We don't actually have too much left, but yes, sir. We will finish on the next Famous for Nothing podcast. Tune in next time for the next Gamecast episode. Thank you, Nick, for coming over.
You're
This is
welcome.
4 to 5 parts of Gamecast already.
4.5, 5, give or take.
Also, if you are listening to Kingdom Hearts music right now, that means that and video. If you listen to audio and video and you hear Kingdom Hearts music, that means I didn't get striked off YouTube and and
We're going good.
yeah, we're good. Why not? But if you're listening to like generic music in the background and you're watching this on YouTube,
That means you got striked.
That means I got striked, and that means I had to replace it because I'm gonna have an extra copy of this of just
Well, it's Disney, so
Audio.
most likely you're going to get striked.
maybe. Who knows? But yes, guys, thank you for tuning in for the Gamecast episode. Maybe the next episode we'll finish this, or maybe the next episode will be another Famous for Nothing podcast.
It'll just
Who
keep
knows?
Going. It'll keep going forever.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going to be next? The only way you're going to know is if you just tune in to find out. Thank you. Thank you very much. You guys are beautiful, and you're beautiful.
I tried.
Yes. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.